Truth over lies. Truth over lies.
We see through the disguise. They keep us distracted while the world's on fire.
Truth over lies.
Global game, same plan. If we don't stay focused, we'll never get our land. They talk world peace, while they loading the weapons. Same script, different villains, same global direction. US pointing fingers that is well on screen, but the real war invisible, messing with minds of the people we seen. They say pick a side, red or blue, while the money keep printing and the truth stay new. Black folks caught in the middle of a chessboard play. Entertainment distractions keep us arguing all day. They don't want unity, they want noise. They don't want leaders, they want angry boys. Scrolling, debating, beefing online, while rapper put action get better in the headline.
Truth over lies.
They selling fear on the news. If we don't see the pattern, we'll keep falling for the rules.
Truth over lies.
Same empire, new face, a distracted people. Never win the race. They weaponize conflict, divide the globe.
Sanction, invasion, money controls, but tell Black America to stay entertained while generational death never got reclaimed. Reparations ain't charity, it's a debt. Stolen labor, stolen land, don't forget. They want us beefing over nonsense and clout, while the real conversation never comes out. Peace ain't possible without truth involved. You can't heal a wound you refuse to resolve, so we staying locked in, eyes wide open. No distractions, we decoding what's spoken. Focus, they want us blind, unfocused, focus. We too old to be hopeless. No more smoke screens, no more circus shows. Truth over lies. Truth over lies.
They selling fear on the news. If we don't see the pattern, we keep falling for the rules.
Truth over lies.
Same empire, new face, a distracted people. Never win a race.
Truth over lies.
Mr. Walker, truth over lies. World politics, black focus, no distractions. Another young life lost to street violence. Yeah, this ain't entertainment, this is intervention. If the truth hurts your feelings, it probably need to be said.
Truth over lies, we don't glorify pain. At the streets trying to break them chains. Quarters in mindset, grown men talk. Lead the YNs before they chalk line walk.
Truth over lies, we don't glorify pain. At the streets trying to break them chains. Quarters of mindset, grown man talk. Lead the YNs before they chalk line walk.
Truth over lies, this real, no cap, no cap, no crash outs, no throwaway stats, waste that. OG's back, put order in place. Say to you, left the streets, left the cave.
Yeah, I seen talent die for an Instagram stare. Wine chasing clout, no plan, no prayer. Street code outdated, nobody wins. Same block, same cycle, same pens. They selling dreams, but it's really a trap. Labels love bodies, they don't love blacks. We need leaders, not shooters with aim. Need fathers and homes, not candles and names. Quarter zip weather, mind on legacy. Talk money, discipline, equity. I ain't judging, I'm correcting course. Truth hit hard, but it save you more.
Truth over lies, we don't glorify pain. If the streets trying to break them chains. Quarters at mindset, grown man talk. Lead the YNs before they chalk line walk.
Yeah, OG talk, pull a chair, sit down. Ain't no honor in a jailhouse gown. They told you drill was the way to shine, but the real killers is time and fines. They cheering when you crash out young, and forget your name when the sentence come. We ain't anti-culture, we anti-death. Anti-mama crying, anti-breath, last left. You wanna be a man, build something real. Stocks, trade, skill set, something you can feel. If the streets ain't hate, it's love with the spine. We tryna get you old now, viral online.
Truth over lies, say it loud, say it clear. Left the streets when you need you here. Quarters of vision, fit your focus, kiss. Break generational suffering. Truth over lies, say it loud, say it clear. Left the streets when you need you here. Quarters of vision, future focus, kings. Break generational suffering.
We don't profit off death. We don't clap for destruction. We here to build men.
Not bury boys.
Not bury boys.
Truth over lies.
Yeah. Cart before the horse productions. Gavin X Mr. Walker. Truth over lies. SBC Nation. We in here. We ain't like them, we stay on cold. Truth over lies, yeah, we exposed. From the hood, but we chose that growth. Build our people, yeah, that's the goal. Get like, subscribe, don't scroll past. Cash App, love, super chat fast. Real talk, only no podcast. Yeah. Truth over lies, yeah, we stand on that. Yeah. Came from the mud, now we cleaning it up. Same block raised us, but we changing it up. No more crashing out, we elevating the mind. Trying to break them cycles, leave that struggle behind. They promote chaos, we promoting the code. Family first, yeah, that's how it go. Married men speaking, yeah, we leading the way. Not perfect, but we building each day. Single mom stresses and playing both sides. Child support courts got a whole lot of pride. But where the structure, where the fathers at? We ask real questions, they don't honor that.
We ain't like them, we stay on cold. Truth over lies, yeah, we exposed. Yeah. From the hood, but we chose that growth. Build our people, yeah, that's the goal. Hit like, subscribe, don't scroll past. Cash App, love, super chat fast. Real talk, only no podcast cap. Truth over lies, yeah, we stand on that. Reparations talk, yeah, we bring it to light. But unity first, gotta get it right. Can't build wealth if the home's not strong. Too many kids growing up all wrong. Doug, wild and bomb, Keisha fed up. Toxic love stories, yeah, we seen enough. We break it down so the truth hit clear. No sugarcoat talk when we speak in here. Stay woke, not sleep, gotta move with sense. Not every trend worth the consequence. They push distractions, we push it fast. Trying to get the culture back on track. Ooh, I just want better days. Real love, real homes, better ways. Ooh, I just speak that truth for the ones coming up after you. Truth over lies, yeah, we locked in. Single by choices, yeah, we tapped in. Caught before the horse, yeah, we building brands. SBC Nation, yeah, we taking stands. Like, comment, subscribe, don't wait. Support the show, yeah, we appreciate. Cash App, super chat, show love, truth over lies. Yeah, we rise above.
Welcome to Live Friday Night Truth Over Lies, brought to you by
Caught before the horse production.
We live. Welcome to
Caught before the horse production.
It's Friday night. How you feeling, Mr. Walker?
Yes, sir. I am feeling fan freaking tastic per usual. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, El Nug Nugs and Le Bonquishas. Welcome to Cart Before the Horse Friday Night Rumble, in affiliation with the Bougie Negro Podcast, and also, as all you Negroes know, in association with Ain't No Fun Once the Rabbits Got the Gun Entertainment. What's going on with you this fine Friday night rumble?
In the big name of Jesus, you hear me?
Welcome in. Carpet for the Horse, Truth Over Lies family. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, no matter which channel you're watching on. We got a couple streams going, so no matter which chat you're in, hit the like button.
Oh, we getting ready to rumble. Come one, come all, this fine May 15th, 2026. As you can see, Gavin X and I are very much still in the mix, reporting live to you jive chickens with Truth Over Lies. Last I saw, we got some justice being served up out here. Shout out to Truth Over Lies, SBC Nation.
Man.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
So welcome in. If y'all were here the other night, Tuesday, we were talking about a little bit of this madness. We actually cut the show a little short, but we wasn't going to get through it all anyways. So it was good, and things developed since, so it was kind of good that we were able to revisit this here tonight.
Shout out not to Bob the B.I.S. Niach. Why so serious? Huh? Why so serious? Huh? After all that ego he had, huh? Walk around saying the N-word like it was the thing to do. What's going on with him? Is he having a hard time? Is justice being served? Miss, he got the sad clown face.
Man. So we're going to cook up tonight. We see y'all in the chat. We see the ladies. Miss Locks of Sound, Miss Ebony. Happy belated birthday in the building.
Happy belated birthday to our sister. I tried to skip over yesterday. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Cheddar Bob, whatever his name is.
Chud, yeah, listen. Man, I call that mother sucker everything but a child of God. You hear me?
So we see you in the chat. Let us know if you want to come up. I know if you got anything to say, because we about to cook up. So it's going to be a great show. Make sure y'all hit the like button.
No, Sister Ebony Dean wouldn't have nothing to say about this, brother. She wouldn't see nothing wrong with his behavior, would she? Shout out to Sister Ebony. She like, bull jive.
So we're going to get into it. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to slow walk this. So we'll make our way to the juicy parts of it that y'all waiting on, you know, all the blood and all that. But it's a lot to talk about.
There you go. Unlike some folks, we're going to let you know all the good stuff on the back end. You got to stick with us till end. And that ain't hard to do, huh? Y'all know how we get down. Never a dull moment. Shout out to the chat.
Man, so in the meantime,
Hit that like button. Subscribe. Don't front cash out. Support the show. Super chat. Let it flow. SBC Nation, we see y'all. Call the photo. Stand tall.
Shout out to Truth Over Lies Nation coming through. Make sure you support your interests, support some backwoods country boys.
so we're going to start over here with Brother O'Shea. I see O'Shea been cooking up per usual. And shout out to Stephen James, come through gifting a membership.
Appreciate you, good brother Stephen. Thank you, sir.
So we're going to get the party started. Hit the like button. You let us know, Sister Ebony, and here we go.
Truth to
builder got to get his views because he don't have no real job, don't have no real career, and you probably ain't got no girl. So if you can't get no money no other way, then you can always go and start a fight with somebody on the street that's probably random and drunk just like you. And that's exactly what he did. You see, after getting spit on and then going over there and calling the cop the N-word, he got another opportunity to go viral. And he got some guy to engage with him. And well, it was interesting.
Yo, he got Fendi glasses on. You ain't got, lens crafters on. Yes. This dude, that's why he's making money and you ain't. And he got the V-Lone on. What you wear? Your work shirt? What does that say? You're a plum. You ain't never gonna be nothing but a bitch. You guys do is talk. You can't look me in the eyes because you might be the. You want some shrooms or something? What do you want? I told you I'm on your mama's sweet. Okay, here. You're a bitch, bro. Literally, all you do is talk about your.
As we see there, the guy like tipped his hat over. I don't know if the guy was drunk, but there's really more to this story.
Come back over here.
Let's not
come back over here.
Let's not fight.
I am. Touch me again. Touch me again.
I don't want to get pepper sprayed. I really don't.
Go pick up my hat. Touch me again.
The young man is walking away. Yes, he did flip his hat over, but Chud the Builder is walking towards him.
Oh, Lord. So this was a casual night for him. This is how he makes his money. He don't work. He goes out on the streets, live streaming, causing, raising the fuss, you know, and it's been going on for a while before people like us knew about it. And look at this guy. So he's sitting there like, chill, because he walking up on him, as you can see, with the bear mace in his hands. So he always got some high velocity pepper spray mace and a firearm on him. So, but this dude smacked his hat off anyway. So here we are.
Coward. Absolute coward. Knew it from the first time I laid my docky eyes on you. Chud. Chud got a chode. Look up what a chode is. Chud walk around. That's what we call them. Shout out to Chode. Shout out to Chode. You a coward. He knocked your fancy Stetson cowboy hat off your head, and he gonna say, do it again. I won't do it again. I went to school with ninjas like this. He a coward. He know the laws. So yeah, he know that ain't enough. Smack his hat off. He can't come at you full force. But you gonna go inside his head, then he definitely would hit you with the pepper spray playing his games. There you go.
Towards him. Now, he didn't put his hands back on him, but he is walking towards him, closing distance. Now, let me just say this. If somebody were to flip my hat over and I had a weapon or a pepper spray, and even though they did that, the law would make me believe that they are running away from me. So I should not say do it again while I am walking towards them. Because if that person is drunk or impaired or inebriated or whatever the hell you want to call it, that person is likely to do it again. And the only reason why I'm closing distance is because I want to use this weapon or this pepper spray, which is exactly what happened. And so this incident has caused some level of outrage even after the gas station. And also Tariq Nasheed would take to X and he would say this: why are Nashville DA Glenn Funk and Clarksville Montgomery County DA Robert Nash ignoring the public danger allegedly posed by Dalton Etherly, aka Chud the Builder? Repeated race-targeted harassment is not just content. Tennessee has civil rights intimidation, harassment, and stalking laws for a reason. If someone in the black community gets hurt after officials were warned, the cities and prosecutors must be held accountable.
He's right, you know.
Let me get back to this. Nashville.
So yeah, I mean, Nashville, Tennessee, we see what's going on. The good old boys, they trying to, be careful if you're down there right now. They say there's more copycats out there on the street trying to act like Chud. I don't know, so be careful.
We called this all last show. We talked about the copycats. I had jokingly said that it would be funny if somebody gave him a little open hand pat, and then ran away, because you can't aggressively pursue a person that's retreating. And that dude knocked his hat off and ran away, playing to his game. I like that. But then shout out to O'Shea, shout out to brother Tariq Nasheed calling this out. Daggone right. We've been doing our research since this story done came over here. And walking around saying the N-word and being aggressive that's a fighting word. What they call it? Yeah, fighting words. And it's protected. Fighting words are not protected under the right of speech, the freedom of speech. It's not. So here we go.
He's right, you know.
Let me get back to this. Nashville is unlike Memphis in its development. Don't get me wrong, Memphis is a great city, But Nashville is supposed to be the cream of the crop. They have Vanderbilt University. They have a lot of investment, Meharry Medical School, Tennessee State. So they have a history of blacks flourishing in Nashville. Nashville is always looked at as one of the most progressive cities in the South. But is Nashville racist? And this is interesting because I saw a brother by the name of Tadashi. I don't know if he's a musical artist. Shout out to him. Go follow him on TikTok. And he said something that I thought was interesting. I went to Burger Up in Nashville and had a real racist experience. And this video is going to tell a whole lot.
Racism in Nashville.
We're in Nashville, and we came to a restaurant to eat called Burger Up. And they said, hey, follow me this way. And they sat us outside by ourselves. Outside. Not in like a private area where it's like cool. They literally put us outside. The restaurant is filled with people, but many tables available, many areas. Somehow we're still sit outside. And we thought, okay, this is interesting, but it is literally no other person of color here but us. And then the guy who's serving us just told us about how we could get the fried chicken sandwich. Very interesting times here in Nashville at Burger Up. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah. So here we are. It's time for us to start opening up our own joints and supporting ourselves like we got to. The most important time to support, black businesses, especially food joints. I think we have the roughest time in that industry for whatever reason. The Asians could come open up a spot, white folks, fast food, McDonald's. But anytime we open up our own stuff, we have a hard time supporting, start comparing prices. How y'all gonna charge $8.99 for a cheeseburger, but you'll go to Five Guys and pay $16.99? So we got to stop doing that and provide better customer service as well. So don't say, oh, y'all put up with that stuff over there. So it's a double-edged sword. Don't complain about the prices, and then don't complain about how you don't have to have this excellent customer service. Yes, you do. Just like Chipotle, or I'm sorry, Chick-fil-A.
Amen. There's been more videos made about that, man. Yeah, you get your little restaurant, an eatery going and rolling. Come on, man. Don't be bringing your outside problems into the workplace. Just how you wouldn't do it working for Uncle Charlie and them. Leave your problems outside the door. When you walk in here, act like you got some customer service skills or you're fired. That going right. And on the flip side, we got to stop being so extra strict with our kind. We talk about this. We need to get to a point, realize that it's time to start supporting one another with a bias. My wife and I were out at some Asian restaurant a while back, and we looking at the greasy ass floors, the tabletops, and I'm like, we talk, black folks would not be able to get away with this, but people coming here day after day, and it's greasy as the day is long.
Goes. I'm not leaving because I plan to have some fun with this.
So the brother goes to Nashville, or he's visiting Nashville, and there are plenty of seats inside of the restaurant. The waiter or waitress doesn't sit him inside the restaurant. Now, this particular brother is looking for a messy style of burger. I guess Burger Up is really known for that. And he is told or recommended that he should try a fried chicken sandwich in itself. What? But it gets worse.
So I'm sitting at this restaurant, Burger Up, right? And I post my video about the experience we had, the thing we went through. And they send a DM. Now, I'm sure it's some social media manager or something, but I get this DM and it says, we are sorry you had a bad time. And it goes on to say, hopefully you give us a second chance, right? Give us another chance. And I'm sitting here like, man, I didn't just have a bad time. I had a racist time. There was a racist experience that you're not acknowledging, right? Like, I didn't just have like a bad appetizer or a cold burger that I ordered that came out cold. It's like, none of that took place. It was a racist experience. Like, my road manager was with me and he said, man, what's the messiest burger you got? And the waiter was like, nah, let me tell you about the fried chicken sandwich. What?
So his video went viral on TikTok. Once his video went viral, somebody came into his inbox, somebody from the social media team at Burger Up, and they said, we are sorry you had a bad time. We try hard to make all of our guests have a great experience at Burger Up. We appreciate getting feedback when that doesn't happen, and thanks for letting us know. We hope you will give us another chance in the future. So after being thoroughly disrespected, having a racist incident, and he went into way more detail, like it was even worse than this. But all you're saying is, please come back in the future and give us your money, even though we treated you like shit.
Damn. Yeah, that's it. Unfortunately. So we got to stop spending our bread. You're granted, like he said, he on the road trying to grab a quick bite. We got it. I mean, I'm sure there's Google, where's the black restaurants and that type of stuff. We got to be more proactive. All right. Don't just sit there and say, oh, there's a joint there. Let's just pull over somewhere convenient. No, let's search where my people at. Let me drive somewhere and see where y'all at, you know?
I think there's an app for that. Somebody in the chat called it out. Ain't there an app that will give you local black-owned or black-operated eateries, you know, wherever you are, whatever city? It's that time. What did they do back in the day? The Green Book, the traveling guide for black folks on the road, so you didn't wind up being a tree ornament. If they could go through it with pen and paper and booklets and pamphlets, we could definitely do it with today's technology. We got to start supporting each other with a bias, just like the small hats, just like the Asians. That's a good start.
Man. And shout out to Naive says, greetings, brothers. Ebony chat, looking like it's on.
Shout out to Sister Naive.
We appreciate you, sister. And standing on business, what did that look like? I'm going to bring this up. Y'all remember that racist cop down in Texas a few months ago, and that brother and that sister was out here advocating, and on her top, were they back? All right, they ran up in some restaurant.
They stand on business.
Hey, how you doing? Where your manager?
Where's your manager? We're looking for the manager. Looking for the manager.
Yes.
Is the owner here? Where's the owner?
Yes, sir.
Is the owner here, sir? Is
The
the
owner?
owner here?
Yes, coming.
He coming too? Bring him out front. Where's the owner? Is he hiding?
That's him right there. Oh, this
How you
him?
doing, sir? We come to talk to you about your employee. What's your name? Amin?
Already I filed something on here. She's the boss is fighting. Then I said, this guy is my good friend and good customer. Okay, I'm here on 26 years. And when we go there, I tell her, go. I tell her, go, I don't want it.
Did you fire her?
Yeah, same time.
So she's fired.
Yeah.
By the same day.
She will not be working here. She's done.
Done. I done. I don't like her. I'm here 2000.
Okay.
So here we go. They down in Texas. I guess this restaurant, Akbar here, one of the employees back there said a racial slur to one of the black folks trying to order food. And he claimed that he fired her. And they was like, you sure? Because we here, they let us know. I guess they just showing up wherever there's a grievance and standing on business.
Here we go. What did some adults that have established structured lives got to have the time and luxury to be able to do this. I love this. I can get down with this. You know, if I have the luxury of retiring, yes, heck yeah. Just riding around giving people heck. God, that go right. That'll give my heart joy. This is righteous. They look good, pretty good, you know. I'm heavy in presentation because I know how powerful it is. You know, I like how they look for the most part, but you know, auntie leaning on the counter all lazy, you know. We gotta show discipline, strength, and structure. It goes a long way. You got a whole bunch of folks walking in there with bonnets and pajamas, and they don't. But you know, to be extreme, if you would, you ain't gonna get the same desired outcome. I like it so far. There's room for improvement.
I've been doing here 1985.
So you assured me, Wallahi,
I'm not
that she is fired.
No, there's too many customers, too many employees coming every day. I hire somebody else.
Okay.
He's coming for a
This is the gentleman right here that she called the N-word. She called him the N-word right here. This is your customer who she called the N-word.
I'm here, sir. How long you know me? After this, how long he's coming here? I'm here 26 years. And I never had problem with my customer. And my neighbor, I live homestead, all my neighbor.
Okay, I got a question for you. So
And there we go. That's part of it. When I just said we need to start supporting each other, Akbar here said, I've been here for 26 years. How long you known me, you couch Negro? How long you known me? How long I sell you chicken wings and french fries? How long? How long? Since the 90s. I've been here. All right. What have you done for the community? Nothing. Y'all helped this ninja put his kids through college. all that. So he done probably got 2 or 3 more establishments. I mean,
I grew up with a convenience store like this. Yeah, man. Seeing these Middle Eastern brothers, no hate, no shade, but we're going to call it out. Living in extreme poverty. This was back when Little Debbie cakes and Huggies was a quota. Yeah, baby, I might being old. And you go there, you know, spending your food stamps and all that, and they driving Benzes. They driving Maseratis. They going on vacations for months at a time by servicing the impoverished. As an adult, I find that to be amazing. As a kid, as an impoverished kid, that's ignorant, you know, it's just the natural order of things. We need to talk about that one day. But yeah, what have you done for the community that has been the lifeblood of your financial stability? Real question.
So when she was calling him the N-word, because we seen the video.
I'm not here.
That was you.
No,
You was here.
No,
Yes, you
no, I
was.
can't.
No, you was here. And my question is, why didn't you de-escalate that right there?
No, yeah, I did it.
No, you did it after the fact.
No.
You ain't do it right there. Because see, if
What
I
is-
was working here,
Yeah,
you're not
what
going to call
is
nobody no
working?
N-word in front of
He was
me.
talking, both people is talking and fighting like that. He pulled the gun and shoot it.
So why you say you
Whoa,
wasn't
whoa,
here?
whoa, whoa. Who pulled the gun?
I said, guys, there is too many directions.
Some other guy?
I said, hold on, you go. I said, push this guy. I said, you make a video. But you know, I take care. I take care of this one.
So you're saying to us, you're saying to the entire country today, that on the day of that incident, you terminated that employee?
Yeah, same time.
Okay.
I worked yesterday. I worked here before yesterday.
All I care about is, did you fire her that day?
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, do we have an apology from you for the behavior of your customer and your business?
No, I am my neighbor and my customer.
Well, you need to look to the cameras and apologize to black
Apologize
people.
right now.
Apologize to black people for what happened here.
No, you.
I'm calling. Yeah,
Tell them right now.
I apologize. Everybody, she did anything wrong. I don't accept it. But I apologize my customer and my friend and my relative.
You a lie, and the truth ain't in you.
You a liar.
That's a lie.
just lying. I apologize. I do. This is sincere. Now, do you guys want to order some chicken wings? Number 2, I'm sorry.
Half off for everybody. Half off for every. How many are you? Half off is 10 of you. Half off for half of you. Yes, Lord. Shout out to capitalism. Do whatever you gotta do. Say whatever you gotta say to keep that paper coming in. Akbar, I apologize. He was like, I fired her right away. He keep putting his head down and turning. He lying. He lying. He fired her the next morning after the fallout, but they can't prove it. She never showed up another day. But respectfully, he lying. That's why he keep winning. He like yes, and he put his head down and looked. Yes, I fired her.
That's it.
You a liar.
That's a lie.
No problem. I just want to make sure she was fired and that she was done. I appreciate that. Okay.
Why I need my business. I don't need it. People is coming and fight. People is made on me here. I just say nothing. I just say.
Now I want to say this to you. I want to say this to you. Wallahi.
Wallahi, yeah.
If I find out that she's back,
You fire me.
I'll fire you.
Yes.
I have your word.
Man, yeah,
that
I'm
if she
but
gets
I-
a job back here,
no,
we can fire you.
One time I fired, second time I don't
So I have your word. She's never coming back.
Never.
All right, brother. I'm good with that.
I'm
good
telling
with
you,
that.
okay?
Yes, sir. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
One time.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
inshallah, you'll hold fast to that.
Nice meeting you.
Everybody
Watching you.
know me a long time. I'm here, and my friend, come here, hey, Steve. Meet my friend. All in my friend.
Yeah, but some of your people are very rude.
Yeah.
Very, very rude.
You gotta call me.
This is not the only one chicken.
We talking. Look, I work 10 to 4. At 4 o'clock, we go to prayer. Maghrib, Isha, Fajr.
I got you. I understand.
And then I come back, I look the video.
Respect that.
What I do? I fire it.
So let me tell you
We go, we charge to
I'm
food
taking you.
But you was here though.
We're taking you at your word. We're taking you at your word.
Yeah, I fire her. You got to believe me. You got to believe me. I've been here 26 years. Many wings. Holy moly, donuts. all of it.
I thought they was gonna walk out. They ain't satiated. Listen, you messed up. I'm gonna let you know. They ain't satiated. Now they got a bone. Now it's over. She said, I'm watching you. The brother said, you sure? She can't come back and say, yes, it's over and done. He said, okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. They on their way out the door. And the bone sister in the back, she's like, nah, because that ain't the only time. Y'all be rude. It ain't the brother. Hey, it is what it is. I ain't got nothing against this right here. We need to do something. We got to start raising a fuss. I'm here for it. It's a little wonky. It's just a little wonky, but it's good. Apply pressure.
Well, yeah, like you said, nothing wrong with this at all. But like I say, the true solutions lie with us supporting one another.
Yes.
We should have our own damn chicken spots, our own damn Chinese food, our own pizza spots. We can make it ourselves. We can make cheeseburgers and fries ourselves. We got to support one another. All right, we got chefs and people in the community. We need to take this type of stuff more serious. They are feeding us bull jive. Let's be honest.
And you know what the problem is, Mr. X? It's kind of deeply rooted. Tell me if I'm lying. Folks don't want to sit there and support their black neighbor who live next to them with the food joint, because some of us don't want to see folks that look like us doing better than us. But we are okay with other folks of other cultures doing better than us. I just told you, we in the hood, they driving Mercedes and Maseratis. Well, and everybody okay with it.
I would say we got to legitimize it, though. We got to quit selling stuff out the house. You got to get a license, or then all y'all going to be like Cheyenne Bryan out here. So we got to start being more, legitimate. Like, we can open up our own joints. Everybody can't sell food. I don't want to eat all y'all food. But some folks, there's a few people in every community that can have a food spot.
There you go. I'm here for it, man. Got to start supporting one another. That's a huge change. That'll make a huge difference.
And shout out to Black Unity. Says, instead of putting on this performance for the cameras, they should simply encourage the community to take their business elsewhere.
And in addition, shout out to Black Unity. And that's why I said it does seem slightly performative, but man, this is good stuff. This is good stuff.
And there you go. Like I said, it's a double-edged sword. Most of these people can't probably take their business. He probably dead smack in the middle of the hood. Most folks ain't got transportation and whatnot. And he just right there, the convenience of it all. But we should be right there. That's my point.
Man, it sucks. It does. It just sucks. Gotta start supporting. Feel like I've been guilty of it. There's been some black food spots around my way I never went to. But I am picky. That's kind of my excuse. But we got to get out of it. Make a conscious effort. We all got to do it.
Or start eating cleaner. You don't have to eat out. If you are going to eat out, obviously try to find a black spot, but start eating at home, cooking, growing our own food, all this good stuff we need to start mastering.
Amen. There you go. That's my legit reason, not excuse. Shout out to my lovely wife. She just made some short ribs today. Yeah, she cooked. I'm spoiled. Yeah, I like the good food. I'm picky as heck now.
Not because he was here.
But
he fired. But don't be lying. You fired. And you was here.
Why I'm lying?
Because you said you wasn't here, but you was here. We seen you in that video.
Yeah,
So all that we're saying is moving forward. You don't let none of your employees disrespect customers.
This one is fighting. I don't.
You intervene and handle.
We accept your apology. We accept your apology. 2, make sure she never comes back. 3, we want to make sure that you educate all your employees on proper customer service when they deal with customers, what's tolerated and what's not tolerated. So we have your word. 1 second. We have your word that you will properly educate your customers. No, your employees, how to treat your customers, because the customer comes first, right or wrong. So make sure that you do that so we don't have this problem again. We good?
Yeah, we good.
All right, thank you, but I'm good.
I'm here to only say,
I'm good.
never fight anybody, never.
Okay, just want bad reviews too. Just want to make sure that we good there. All right.
I read your reviews.
Get your people trained, okay? Get them trained.
Thank you.
All right. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
And listen to me. Let me say this to you. We look forward to you doing something for the community somewhere in the future for the children. We look forward to you doing something for the kids out here.
Downtown,
I understand. I got you, but no. We look forward to you helping some kids around here, all right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can bring some high school kids and get a job or something. All right, thank you.
Look, you're meeting anybody, okay? I give you a job, but you're responsible.
There'll be students. There'll be students, and there'll be good students. And there'll be knowledgeable students who know how to handle customers. All right, brother.
There you go. Hold them accountable. Tell that ninja, go. You know, the high school students can come work. Yeah, apprentice or whatever. Donate some books to the school. Donate some football equipment to the local team. Whatever. Do something. Help the community.
It's tax write-offs. Yeah, whatever nonprofit you donate to and got that money circulating right back to you, stop that for a couple years and go ahead and support and donate some resources and some quality chicken wings to the kids. Have a little cookout. Pretty sure you got a parking lot. There you go. You already got the place. Line up some tables, free food for the kids. Can't miss. I'm definitely gonna do that someday. Just to have free food for the kids. That used to be a thing. Little man, you have to use that to grill. I don't know if it could still be. Have a big old grill outside selling hot dogs and hamburgers to adults, but the kids eat for free. You know, get a little hot dog, shriveled up hot dogs for the free.
Yeah, that's still a thing. They do that all over the country, still most places, and yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he can
and
add
also,
into it.
Sister Ebony, check your email. So we're gonna get Sister Ebony up here. We cooking.
All right.
Have a nice day, okay?
Watch it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Good morning, Dr. Candace Matthews, national renowned human civil rights activist, advocate, and author, and also the National Minister of Politics for the New Black Panther Nation. We were here today because we seen a video that was racist in nature in regards to an employee that we just found that no longer works here to this young man here. Now, mind you, we are at a sensitive time in our country for us to even be dealing with this stuff. So we're not going to normalize nobody calling none of our people the N-word. We're not normalizing that at all. We're coming and we're going to pull up and we want apologies. We want plans of action. We want things that are going to be put in place. So that was exactly what we did when we went inside. So, and I'd like to thank this man for bringing it to light for us to be able to see this, because otherwise, if we did not have that, this would still be going on. She would still be frying chicken. She'll still be over here disrespecting.
And doing God knows what else. Maybe spitting on food. Maybe doing God knows what to people's food because how she feel about you. And people say, well, why y'all getting triggered by a word? It's not just a word. That's where y'all need to start doing y'all research. Go into the catalog. We got hundreds of videos over here. Go and look at some of the stuff that we talk about. This stuff is deeply rooted. All y'all say it to one another. Even if that's the case, it's not meant with the same, under them terms that y'all coming with. Y'all coming as evil, malicious, all right? It's to demean and all that good stuff. But we ain't going to allow y'all to take us back to Jim Crow. That ain't happening.
Absolutely not. Sure. Welcome in, Sister Ebony Dean. Y'all know we don't play that. We don't even say the N-word. However, I can respect that the word was so heinous that our people would try to reclaim it and make it something not as vulgar, a term of endearment. I can respect that. At very, like you said, at the same time, when y'all said it, it was a threat on our livelihood. It's not just a word. It's saying you are less than a human and I can have my way with you. It's a direct threat to your ability to be a daggone human. So no, it's not just a word. Welcome in, Sister Ebony.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. I had to wrap up dinner quick, so thanks for having me.
The sister here standing on business. They walked in, cause a heck. I like this. You know, would I went about a different way? Yes, and that's fine. That's one thing we got to realize. Like, just because we would have went about it differently don't mean it was incorrect. There's more than one way to properly, skin a feline. And there's something we got to raise fuss. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. And this is proper conflict resolution. We talk about that. You can say nothing and then you get nothing. Or you can go to the extreme and crash out. And then there's consequences with your action. Well done. Always room for improvement, but I like it. What you think about that, Ebony?
Well, I think as long as we get the outcome that we're looking for, I think that it's okay. So there are different ways, like you said, Mr. Walker, that we can go about doing things, but let's get our outcome. Let's, stop these people from calling us out of our name and doing all those crazy things to us. And a lot of us are on code and people are calling things out. And that's why things are going on in the country right now. We're standing on business. We're standing 10 toes down. And we're backing each other. So this is the type of time that we're on right now, and it's a great time to be alive.
Amen.
People that come to patronize this business, we're not normalizing it, and we're not having it in our city. Period.
This gentleman came into this restaurant and was absolutely disrespected. But we did what needed to be done. Not lip service, but action, a plan of action. We demanded the immediate termination and never rehire of that employee. We got it. We demanded that as employees be better educated in customer service to make sure there are no repeat incidents like this. We got it. We demanded an apology from the owner to the black community. We got it. We demand that in the future, he will do something to help black children in this area if they want to look for a job and they qualify for the job and they're willing to work hard. He's willing to hire them if we bring them to him. We asked for 4 demands and we got every damn one of them. The bottom line is, we're saying to you racist, I don't care what your color is. If you are white, we're coming after your backside. If you black, silly Negro, we're coming after you too. If you're a coconut, brown on the outside, but white on the inside, and you think you can use the N-word and get away with it, we're coming after you too. Enough is enough. We're pulling off the gloves now. Playtime is over. We're holding all of these individuals accountable for your conduct. In America, you got freedom of speech, but also you got freedom of consequences. And so we're not tolerating this. This brother got justice today. But what we want is a society that we all hold each other accountable to say none of us agree with such ignorant behavior, no matter what community or what color the person is.
So there you go. 2 things is true. All right. He did go in there, stood on business, whether or not, because you can't go in there, I know some of y'all want him to go in there like John Wick. All right. Y'all want to see some action, but no, you got to go in there and be civil, right? And have the conversation and the dude met him with respect. So that's all he can do is take his word. Now, if you're going against your word, now I believe he's going to come back and it's going to be different. Hopefully he don't have to, but that's how it goes.
There you go. He put 8 on 10. I ain't gonna say 2 on 10, but 8 on 10. He got the apology. She's fired. That's for sure. He had a checklist. Sister Ebony Dean of the desired outcomes. He got apology, the perpetrator fired, and now here's my nitpicking. He said that the guy agreed that if they bring young men there from high school and they're willing to work, that he'll hire them. He never said none of that. He just kind of said, So, but you got a verbal. So there you go. We got a verbal agreement that he would, help hire some young. There you go. I believe it is imperative to be very specific in what you have achieved. You see what I'm saying? Because right now, they're going to call your blood brother. They're going to say, hey, I got a kid that just graduated high school. He willing to work. And this could all be true. You say it. He a perfect candidate. He an honor roll student. And then he don't get the job. And now the community start to try to get you. So be very careful with your words up here. That's just my recommendation.
Yeah, and also with that, be careful where you send your babies to go to work, whether they're 18 or whatever, because if you have these sentiments and stuff, even though, we've already talked and we had those issues, but behind them back doors or behind that counter or in that kitchen or wherever it is, they could be talking crazy to our kids. We'll just take the money. When he said he was going to donate, because all that stuff is done in our neighborhood, we are the ones who patronize these businesses. So just like, all these celebrities and stuff who talk about the small hats and all that, they have to donate money to the causes. He needs to donate some money to us. And, because we are their customers and they need to do the right thing. But I don't know about sending our young ones into that kind of environment. That's like sending them into the lion's den, if you ask me.
So there you go. it'd be nice to figure out what percentage of their customers are Black folks. Let's say 75% of their customers are Black folks. Then I would agree with what one of y'all said earlier about, boycotting. One of y'all said in the chat, just stop patronizing. That would be extremely effective. Just if we had that solidarity and unity, if all Black folks stop going there, the place goes out of business, and then we buy the place off the tax list or whatever, and we buy it once it's for sale and we open it up. That's how the other folks do it.
There you go. That's a fact. Or like you said, boycott. He either gonna shut down shop, or he gonna walk around door to door handing out half off coupons. Get something. Yeah. Boycotting is powerful. He's sitting there for a couple days and don't nobody walk through that door. He's gonna start sweating bullets. He got to make something shake. Like I said earlier, the impoverished Black community is the lifeblood of his financial stability. That's powerful to me. Should be powerful to the citizens.
Right. And that's why he's going to have to come up out of his pocket and donate some money. That's what's going to keep us, if we want to patronize the business, because there has to be some sort of retribution. The apology is nice and all. Okay, you're sorry, but we need to put some money behind that. I'm sorry. So that's where I'm at with it.
Any questions? Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
And this is what real activists do. We turn outrage into action. You better get that book.
Well, I hate I had to be known for something like this, but it took this to bring attention to this business. I'm known in the community as the car haggler, and helping the people with purchasing their cars. That's what I'm known for, but unfortunately, I had to be known for this. So hopefully we got it straight.
Got an apron on today, because you know why? Because I'm about to whip me up a damn racist in some damn belt-to-ass gumbo. I ain't playing with Hart's chicken. I ain't playing with no racists running around here. We gonna make it normal to where ain't no racist safe in our city and in our damn state. You want to say that N-word? Get ready to get this belt and this apron on your ass.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka! Straight like that, straight like that, straight like that, straight.
Hell! I agree. All right. So, and here's the thing. Here's something that we didn't take note to. Shout out to Paw here. This is old grandpa. So we talk about this all the time. This brother is suited. He say he sell cars, businessman, elder in the community, well-spoken, whatever the case. This is not some YN that was in there with a Pooh Shiesty or Bonquisha with a bonnet. So if they are speaking like this about our elders and the respectable people in our community, this is how they feel about every single one of us. And we must understand this.
Ooh, great observation, Mr. X. Great observation. Shout out to the car haggler. He got his custom hat, his custom shirt. He said, I'm known for haggling cars for my folks. Y'all got me up here raising a fuss about some overcooked raw chicken. He said, I'm out here haggling cars. Y'all messing up my hustle.
Yeah, and with, Unc, he's probably been around, growing up in the community his whole entire life. So he's seen the businesses come and go and everything. So he is a pillar of that community. And for him to be treated like that, I'm glad everybody kind of came together and rallied around him, and it was a little bit of justice for him. And others in the community that are like him, because I'm sure there are other elders that have maybe experienced something like this, but maybe didn't speak on it, or maybe they didn't have an opportunity to get their justice. So I'm glad that Unc spoke up, and good for him, and keep fighting the fight.
Daggone right.
And there we go. And as far as Akbar here, we're going to take him and his staff to the pit.
Yeah, send some chicken down there too.
Madness. Fuck is you talking about?
This is Sparta!
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to hide. You gotta count your blessings. You're sitting at the table. You hear me?
Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
I like it. That was a good display of conflict resolution. They didn't go in there too loud and got the police called on them. That's typically where we wind up being too emotional. And they weren't silent, just being quiet about it and then let it blow up, down the line. Good stuff. Progress. Feel good about it.
So here we go. Y'all see the title tonight. We talking about respect is mandatory, FBA standing on business, white fatigue going on. So before we get back to this Chud madness, I'm going to pull this up. I don't know if y'all seen Waka Flocka and this Jake Paul. They went at it.
Shout out to Waka. Get him, Waka, Waka.
So y'all remember Jake Paul was talking about doing the black face because Drewski did the white face, and Waka questioned him about it. Let's see how this goes.
Get him, Waka.
No. I'm completely fine to have the conversation. You don't want to? No, I do. I would love to. No, what's the issue? If Drewski, first of all, comedy should be allowed in the world, right? Do you believe in that? Do you believe in comedy?
100%.
Okay.
So, but that's an oxymoron. That's a footy amongst you say comedy should be accepted because that blackface shit is not comedy. It's disrespectful to the culture of people that got dark skin.
So do you think whiteface is disrespectful?
Whiteface shit. White chick's a movie. How is it disrespectful?
I don't think it's disrespectful. I think it's funny. I think we should all be able to. And no, but this is exactly my point, though. This is exactly my point, though. Is that it's a double standard. Everyone should be able to make fun of everyone.
But you got to understand who you are and the volume and depth of what your words can do and what they mean. Respectfully, but I've seen you. I talked to you. I know people that know you. I know you ain't know how deep that word was. Because you got niggas like me, bro, that just want to get active. People like that. You know better than a nigga with a cape on his head. So that's basically what you said, like what you stand for. You just don't know that. Now, what you stood up for, as which
I don't understand what you're saying.
All right, let me break it. That's the fact that I just said all this and you didn't understand it. You don't even know the history behind the comments you made. It was just, it's not like I'm being serious. I want to educate you, bro, because y'all ever some shit you making jokes about, bro. Folks' grandmama experienced that torture in it. You know what I'm saying, bro? So ain't nobody experienced torture with no white face, but a black face. With
yeah, but I think, but again, we can.
So Walker in there, got his boys with him. And like you say, some of these people you ain't going to get through. This Jake Paul, this brother's a complete a-hole, narcissist. I mean, all that, the worst of the worst, ain't trying to hear it. He told, I think we all should be able to say whatever we want about anybody. We should all be able to make fun about anything. Why are you getting mad about something?
Shout out to Walker. His thoughts is my thoughts. At what point in history was whiteface for one ever a thing, and when was it ever used to demean, take away employment from, dehumanize white folks? Never. It's not a thing. You can't make fun and be racist to the conquering folks. It's not a thing. It's not a double standard. It's two completely different things. Blackface was used to humiliate, to demean, again, take away employment. That's what it was. And he don't care. Shout out to Mr. X. Our kids ain't being taught, our history as adults. We all got a job to do in that. But he don't give a rat's patootie. He's like, we should be able to make fun of everything. Y'all won't make fun of the small hats. Oh.
Right. And him comparing it to white chicks, the comedy that was, in the early 2000s or whatever, and the Drewski skits, that is nothing that is the same. Because like you said, they use it to mock, to demean us, to humiliate us and everything, throughout the 1900s and everything. And to this day, you guys, when you go down to the South and to some of those like those WS museums or like little trinket shops and stuff, they still have those blackface trinkets and everything there that you can buy and you can purchase. And so, that culture was really deep and heavy in the South, and it was used to, to treat our people very horribly. So there is no comparison. And for Waka to stand up and say something to him, shout out to him, because he is FBA. I know he says that he's Native American, but he knows his history. And, we know that we have Native American lineage as well. So shout out to him for standing on business.
I think, but again, we can go into like all of this. Like, people are oppressed different races, all of this stuff,
I'm
and
not
people
talking
should be
about
able to make
racism.
fun of it. Like if I'm Jewish, bro, and people should be able to make fun of that, no matter what happened or what people went through.
Nah, people can't make fun of Jewish, Muslims, Christians, and that, because I come from an era where you don't disrespect religion. You don't even talk about it. It's respect.
Yeah, so I think you're a more serious guy, I'm a more like, let's all make fun of each other and be bros. I'm friends with blacks, whites, purples, Mexicans, all of the above, girls, boys, Indians, all of that. So I think you're like really serious. You're really serious. You're a serious guy, and you're like, I don't want to make fun of anybody. I'm the opposite. Like, let's all make fun of each other. Let's all roast each other.
No, that's your side. But Walker, how am I serious? You don't even know me if you said I'm serious. And I ain't got nothing about being Jewish or black or this. I'm not talking about race. Bro, I don't care.
Look at him. This Paul guy, he's a gigantic child. The same dude that just walked into the ring and got his jaw broke because it's all fun and games with him. Life is all fun and games.
This content creators like this, keep your kids from watching. Yeah, absolutely. I've been very proactive in that. Make sure my kids will ever think a Jake Paul or these weirdos, all these weirdos, Mr. B say none of these mother suckers. No, they are modern day clowns with lots and lots and lots of money. And that's the trap. Long as you make it millions, it's okay to be an absolute buffoon. Absolutely not. But yeah, this dude here, Walker, good wholesome dude. Shout out to Walker. He into gardening. You thinking on a whole different wavelength, Walker. Yeah, you need to take Mr. Gavin X approach. Yeah, you trying to convince the unconvincible. The more you talk, the more frustrated you're going to get, and the more he going to like it.
Yeah, and let's be clear, you guys, like with people like Jake and everything, they're just looking for an excuse to dress up in blackface. You don't have to dress up in a blackface or whatever just to make fun of somebody. And I know that he's probably used to all the white privilege and other people that think that it's okay to use put on blackface. You're used to all your white privilege, where there's just some things that you're not able to do, and that is one of them because of the history, and it is what it is. So you can't just go around thinking that you can just do anything and talk crazy to anybody and do all that. There are some things that you just can't do, and it is what it is. And Waka is trying to genuinely trying to explain to him. Jake Paul knows. He knows exactly what it is, but he's just acting like he can have an excuse to just do whatever he wants to do, and it's not okay, and he's getting checked.
About this shit, what you saying? That don't got nothing to do with what you talking about. Man, I'm not serious.
You guys see how politics are?
Yeah, no, this not politics. This education. This how I grew up. Like when I made jokes, how he did. The difference between him is I got punished for that shit. Like, hey, Walker, why you out here running your mouth doing, nigga? This happened with this. You don't make fun of white, black, this, because this, they educated me. I seem serious because education is serious, okay? Like I don't want you to be blindsided somewhere about it. You know what I'm saying? We all want to be bros. Nigga, I joke with everybody. My friends are like a bag of Skittles. We from every nationality, every color, every race. But it's not about everybody being oppressed. It's about you acknowledging oppression with everyone because God gave you a status to be somewhere to talk with empathy, with morality, with integrity. So basically what I'm telling you is they got history behind that. Like, bro, like real deal history, bro. Like I'm seeing him because I did some shit in Amsterdam when people made face. I never knew what blackface was. I went out the country. And I watched people dress up with black faces on their face. Bro, that shit made me mad as fucking Amsterdam because they was mocking us. But then that shit
I think if they're mocking, then that's one thing. If it's like comedy, that's why I love comedians, is because they can get away with like saying and making fun of anyone or anything. And
you ain't a comedian. All right. So, and that's a real thing overseas. Like Walker said, he was over in Amsterdam and they come to the concerts with blackface and dress like monkeys and stuff. Whole different vibe in some of these countries. So this stuff is deep and it's not to be played with.
Man, that's tough. That is tough. It's easy to sit up here behind this camera and say, oh, I won't be bothered by that. I'm performing in Amsterdam. I'm living my dream. But you look down there and see somebody, they're going to be doing their absolute best to get your attention. Yeah, that's tough. That's a shout out to Walker, man. Shout out and respect to the more wholesome, down-to-earth celebrities, that they got their trials. I know as us working class impoverished folks, they got their struggles. They got their things they got to deal with. Salute to Walker, man. But again, you beat a dead horse, brother. That Paul guy, Jake Paul can't hear you.
Yeah, and I think I just ran down to grab a drink or whatever, but was he saying that they saw something in Britain or they were doing blackface in Britain? Was that what he was talking about?
Amsterdam. So
in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why, like, when we, travel to different countries and stuff, it's not like the United States, you know, like a lot of times they're still doing a lot of the things that are totally inappropriate here and things that we, you know, have checked and stuff along the way. So you really have to be careful when you're traveling, and because you can see all sorts of stuff, and everywhere is not as progressive as the US. So
it's a shame that it's got to be progressive to not be racist. That's wild.
Yeah, I think if they're mocking, then that's one thing. If it's like comedy, that's why I love comedians, is because they can get away with like saying and making fun of anyone or anything. And that's why I said I love Drewsy's skit. And by the way, I'm a Republican and I'm white, and I think you should make fun of white Republicans who are
going too deep. What you're doing is gaining traction. Like, are you serious? I'm not doing it. You're wrong. Boom.
First, what the hell?
Fuck is you talking about?
He gonna say first, I'm a Republican and I'm white, and I think I don't have a problem with people making fun of white Republicans. So I feel like if you black, you shouldn't have a problem with us making fun of y'all however we see fit. Because I don't care, you shouldn't care.
Pretty much. You called this, Mr. X, opening up the floodgates. And here we are. What are our marching orders? It's here. They gonna do it. They trying to do it. They've been doing it. We cannot react emotionally. Take away your views. Take away your support. That's how you do it up here, social media land. They want to put on clout for social media. The viewers hold the power. All right, let's practice it.
yeah, and it's important to just remind him what his clan ancestors did to our people. You know, we were R-worded, we were put in bondage, and all these atrocious things happened to us. That's why it's not okay. There is a difference. Not everybody had the same experiences, and you just have to respect that. And so that's again with the whole white privilege thing, just thinking that you can just do whatever you want. No, there are rules and there are things, you know, that have happened in history where just things are just not okay anymore and you just can't do it.
I'm just telling you, it's not about Drewski, not about none of it. It's you. I ain't have to talk to you, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just a real nigga. I'm sorry that cameras are there, bro. I never did this in my life. It's my first time. But when I'm
first time what?
Ever been on a live stream.
Saying it's my first live stream.
I literally did come my partner. I worked out this motherfucker. I didn't know how deep it was going to be.
Viral the way you did?
Nah, you know what would have been funny?
Really viral, and I think it's good that we're having this.
Nah, I don't even know how viral it is. I just seen it. I'm like,
I
can't wait.
I want to say, because I know you, and we met briefly, and you.
Can I land my plane? Can I just land my plane? Would have been funny for you, bro. I swear to God, bro. You'd have killed anybody with. It just came out and did a fat ass skit being Drewski. Mocking him, not mocking the color of.
No, I was gonna mock Kamala Harris.
But that's what I'm just telling. Well, it don't matter. I'm not saying none of that. That's your business, bro. But I just want to know, bro. I wish you heard the cancel analogy, because a lot of shit y'all doing, it catch y'all in the head. But the blackface shit I'm talking about, fuck Drewski, respectfully, fuck Shawty White, all that. I ain't talking about you. Just that wasn't the joke, the pin to him. It's just.
Wait a minute. Hold up now.
Yeah, I don't know where he going with this. So he's talking about, I was going to do a blackface, but I was going to do Kamala. And y'all know, Kamala ain't even black. So that's a whole rabbit hole within itself. But I don't know if he's trolling them, because he's sitting up here like, oh, it's my first live stream. Oh, so he could just be planting Walker's face like he likes to do with people.
Ain't no problem. It's for sure right on. He's a big kid. You called it. Me either. Yeah, I was going to do Kalama, right? You guys said she's not even really black. A gray area. Big old goofy kid. So that I do find that's kind of funny, because would y'all be offended if he did Kalama? Bathtub greens? Huh? She ain't black. I thought she was Indian. So where are we at there? I find that to be kind of interesting.
Listen, if he was to dress up and do a Kamala, a Kamami skit or whatever, and he's washing them greens in the tub, I actually am here for it. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm here for it. But again, she's not from the lineage or whatever. And so that would kind of be mocking her Jamaican and, her Indian side. And it is what it is. So.
Yeah, he would have to try to point home he Kalama. And ain't no black face. I'm talking about how they did back in the day. Charcoal black, over exaggerated white lips. I don't know where they got big white lips from. We ain't got no damn big white lips, But no, go ahead, do what y'all do in real life. Go ahead, put on your spray tan, put on the dress and a bust down wig, and wash some tub greens, boy.
And don't forget that he needs to make sure he's wearing Converse, because you know whenever she goes to the hood or whatever, she likes to put on her chucks. So
And her pearls.
Man, it's just, I'm telling you, bro. Trust me, bro. I'm in areas where folks feel the same. I'm like, hell no, I know he ain't know. I know you ain't know how deep it was, bro. I don't know. That's all. But you're right. You was right by you laugh and everything. But it shouldn't have added that to it. That ain't, because since you said you Jewish, right? So
Yeah.
I could have came in here, respectfully, I say this, bro. Anything, what's like bad that you happen in the Jewish, for the culture of like.
Okay.
No, just think of one, seriously. All right, in the Holocaust.
Bro, but I'm just saying, like, it's pretty obvious. It's so
He
obvious.
just proved my point.
It's so obvious.
No, we ain't saying this. He just proved my point. You see how he just says not a laughing matter? That's as serious as blackface. It's just that wasn't a laughing matter. So meaning, let's say you came out with Kamala Harris and I came out with a joke like, oh, I'm in the Holocaust. This is Jake Paul. And people are like, that shit ain't funny, bro. That's how it was. But since we black, it ain't that serious. But for the people of us, it's serious, bro.
You know what's crazy though? That
I fuck with y'all. Hustle. Don't get it fucked up. Don't get it twisted, bro.
But it's
You
crazy.
good.
He can do this and not.
I'm a grown ass
deal
man
because
too.
of all the brands he owns.
So here we are. Look at them. They all up in there. They doing it for content, rage baiting, trying to get them to crash out. And shout out to Walker for staying stoic, articulating himself. And you ain't got to go to blows. You know his thoughts ain't your thoughts.
And shout out to Walker. You know, it's a lot easier to deal with folks like Jake Paul when you are a Waka Flocka or a 50 Cent. You establish, you know, you done prove to your respected peers you tough, ain't nothing soft about you, and you can deal with this, ninja. Yeah, I know who I am. I'm a grown man, as Walker said. I can talk to you. Ain't nothing about you threatening or intimidating. Your laughing and your snarkiness don't mean nothing. Great conflict resolution for the most part. I take it.
yeah, I agree. I think the exchange was what it was supposed to be. But I wanted to point out what Waka said about, dressing up like as if you were from the Holocaust, or dressing up as if you're from a Japanese internment camp or something. They would never do that. It's only they try to mock us, and then they want us to just be like, it's, just be okay with it, when it wouldn't be okay for any other group of people, And so I think that that's good that that he points that out. It's like, we're not supposed to acknowledge any sort of hurt or disrespect. We're just supposed to just keep taking the blows. And that's why those days are over. There's zero tolerance. And that's just what we've been talking about for like the last couple weeks here. So yeah.
Yes. No mocking of folks being tortured and tormented and dehumanized. That is not what the one brother was mocking. He was mocking that sister's wild mannerisms, her awkward mannerisms, in the face of her husband's deletion. That's all. It was not mocking an atrocity. Absolutely not. But like Mr. X said, fair game now. They feel offended. They hurt. You done offended one of their champions, Mrs. Kirk, with her wild self. Now they think they can do whatever they want. A little bit of white privilege, huh?
Right. And that's what we were talking about before. They think that they can do whatever and say whatever, and we're just supposed to take it. And, like, time is just showing that that's just not what it is. We're calling people out on their BS, and we're letting them know that no, this is not okay, and you're not going to do it. And these are the reasons why. But don't act stupid and act like you don't know history. I don't care if your parents didn't teach you about it or whatever. You grew up in this country. You knew what we suffered, So I don't take the BS that they just don't understand the history. They know what it is, but they want an excuse to be able to mock it.
Exactly.
So it's like,
but it's not about doing. It's not about doing something. I think it's
big.
No, but this is.
Talking to a little bit. I'm just a grown ass man.
No, and this is exactly what I wanted to say and bring up, to have these uncomfortable conversations that I think are interesting, where we can learn from each other. The problem in today's society is that no one wants to step across the line or say anything or have uncomfortable conversations.
I ain't talking about this. See, I'm not a what if kind of guy, because where I'm from, you gotta know exactly who and what you're talking about. So what I'm just telling you, it's anything uncomfortable is you not knowing what you're talking about. Everything I'm talking about, I'm comfortable with. Right?
I'm talking about for the rest of the world who aren't comfortable with these conversations.
To me, I'm telling you, see, now you get to meet Walker in real life.
What, is that your real name?
Joaquin Walker. My grandma would call me Walker. My name.
I just didn't know.
I'm just telling you, just like I didn't know it was you. We learning, King. Don't worry. It's no. I don't expect nobody to know, because y'all know. They know Superman. It's Clark Kent talking. The only thing I'm just trying to tell you is you just need to know the depth of what you're doing. That's it, bro. You bigger than Jake Paul. You finna be somebody else. I'm just telling you, I'm bigger than Hard in the Paint. You look at a nigga got hella real estate, hella company. I can see him brag about the money too. Like, but who gives a fuck? But you do it because that's who you are. I'm just saying, be true to you. Just be mindful. You got fans, bro, that don't got a voice as loud as people that other got voices, and they fuck with you. And that right there kind of hurt them. That ain't stopping from being your fan. That just made him be like, damn, bro, hell no. Just being honest. Because as a grown man, I was a fan of what you created with your boxing, how you did it, how people mocked and people laughed. But you took that joke into a standing ovation to a real comedy show that went global. That's respect. You're a businessman. You don't got to line yourself with nobody, because you did what you had to do. I'm just letting it be known. Like, I respect you, bro. You don't got to know me. You don't got to know my name. I fuck with you and your little brother did. Man to man. I don't even know if I DM me, nigga, bro. I fuck with y'all. All they brothers. They don't got to be friends with me. I'm just telling you. So when you say I was that serious, nah.
Yeah, it's just like it's also an ROI thing. Like, you have to think about, like, okay, if I'm gonna do this skit and it's funny, you know, whatever your opinions are about it, it's like, is it worth the PR? So
yeah, that's you, Jake Paul, bro. You got a good brand, nigga. That blackface shit kind of fuck. Any nigga that black, bro. Excuse me, say nigga that I talk about people. Any nigga that say you, any blackface person.
There you go. Yeah, don't talk him off the ledge. Tell him to do it. Go ahead. Tell him to F around and find out. See what it feel like to get canceled out here in these streets. So he feel like he untouchable, and they like, oh, you ain't got to do it. You big. He's sitting there. Do whatever you gonna do, ninja.
There you go. And I'm wholeheartedly against using the N-word around non-black folks. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna sit there and be at a gathering, a cookout, folks saying, and I'm not sitting there, oh, don't say that. That ain't me. I'm not doing it. But white folks come around, don't be. It's awkward because then they feel like they can say it. That's always been my primary offense against that. And all the places I done worked, it's like they be waiting for you to say it. I told you, I had one white guy call me and say, oh, you don't use that word. I said, and you don't either.
Yeah, and Waka, he was trying to break it down to him as far as talking about his fans and everything, which he was absolutely 100% correct. Now, whatever Jake Paul decides to do after this, if he does issue an apology or whatever, we are taking all forms of apologies with a check at this point. Write your check out to any organization or whatever that's helping our cause. But this is all the more reason why parents need to watch who their kids are watching and everything, because Jake Paul, he does have a platform. But if he's trying to dress up in blackface and your kids are watching his videos or whatever, we have to educate our kids about what is okay and what is not okay and what you should be watching and not watching. I wouldn't want my son, after hearing this and stuff, watching Jake Paul or having anything to do with whatever he has going on. Just based on what he did. And so he is probably going to lose a lot of fans, and it's unfortunate, but he brought it on himself.
There ain't too many social media influencers I think any of our kids should be indulging in. If they're not teaching some kind of life skill or health and wellness, no, but the Jake Pauls and whoever up here putting on, making money, influencing, this is TV. I know it's maybe live and look like it's real, but a lot of stuff is not real. Folks just put up here putting on shows, and it ain't worth even really talking about.
Yeah, and let's remember, like, even if you are an influencer or whatever, you do still have a responsibility on the content that you put out and the things that you put out or whatever. Because you don't want to offend your fans. And so people just need to be a little bit more mindful, and it's okay to joke around and stuff. But as far as like the blackface and all that, that is when you take it one step too far. We all grew up playing the dozens. I didn't need to put on any type of face in order to talk about my cousins or the neighbor down the street. We just talked about him and we went to go hoop or whatever afterwards. And that's just how we got down. So you just don't need to put it in costume. That's all.
That's it. And I see Sister Nice talking about the woman, that Lily woman. No, she never got demonetized. She took the video down, but yeah, she's still on YouTube to this day, fully monetized, still talking about black people every day, just not putting on black faces, and they let her stay.
She doubled and tripled down. Yeah. You can get away with it. am I the only one that finds it egregious that out of all of the words you can say on YouTube, shout out to the gun line, you can say the N-word all you want. Is it like you can certain words you can't say, the dirty word for poop, the F word, but you can go ahead and N-word it up. You may better not be able to put it in the chat, but I find that's weird. That lets you know they love it. They love that word. I hate it.
Yeah, it's again that white privilege. They think that they can do and say and do whatever with no consequences. Like we're not supposed to take offense to anything at all. We're just supposed to just take whatever they give us, and that's just not the case.
And for some of these people, it is very little consequences. For the rich ones, not for the chud that we about to get into, but for the Jake Pauls and the Lilies and all of them. Like I said, you got to hold these platforms accountable, the TikToks and YouTube. They the ones allowing these people to get away with it.
There you go.
And shout out to Project Leroy. Money. With the 10 ball. He says, no need for Walker to explain things they already know. They are using Walker for views and calling him the N-word in their chat. He says the movie Birth of a Nation was full of blackface and was #1 for 44 weeks.
Yes. Wicked. That was like the first like a silver screen movie ever, Birth of a Nation. And if watch it, check it out. At least look at the highlights of it, folks. This was like the beginning of the indoctrination of a nation.
Yeah, and that good pointing out that Project Leroy, because the Birth of a Nation, this is all the reason why this is not okay, because that movie, the WS, they love that movie, and that's why it was #1 for 44 weeks, and it was full of just mocking us and mocking our struggles and all the things that we went through. This is why that's not okay. So shout out to Project Leroy.
It's energy from movies like that led to the deletion of Brother Emmett Till. Yeah, that movie was all about that. Black man is a savage here to take your women. It's wild. It's wild imagery.
And they still have those same sentiments about our men and stuff till this day. That's all they want is to just prey on their women and stuff like that. And yeah, total BS, but it's still portrayed today.
Yeah, so for that, we're going to put Jake Paul in the pit and keep it moving.
Jake the pit dweller.
Madness. Fuck is you talking about?
This is Sparta!
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to hide. You gotta count your blessings. You're sitting at the table. You hear me?
Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
No, they won't.
Well, here we are, folks. We heading back over. We're going to get into Chubb. We're going to get into the latest news and see what's going on with the situation.
What's going on, Chode? Why so serious?
So hit the like button. Here we go.
Look what we got here. Shame. Get a white one. Ruining his jeans like that, that's insane.
How's it going, sir? God bless you. How you doing? I'm doing all right. You're the guy, you own the honky tonk?
Nope, I'm just one of the folks that work here.
They won't let me in here.
They won't. Why not?
Because I said the N-word on the internet. Now they say I'm just an un-American person because I believe in freedom of speech.
I'm un-American because I believe in freedom of speech. And he started off this first little bit here. You see, I guess that's Brad, got him a melanated chick or somewhat melanated. And yeah, he gonna say, get a white girl or something, ruining your jeans. And
This is Cho energy. We way past small meat energy. This is Chode. He got an enlarged female lady part. There's the only reason he acting like this. How else as a grown adult man can you act so childish? unless you have underdeveloped reproductive organs.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing too, but I think that he is struggling with his past and all the things that he went through, because he's talking about mixing up the genes and doing all that, but it was come to find out or whatever, allegedly, that you were getting bent over and all sorts of things were being done to you at the same time. And it is what it is. So I think he's kind of struggling with, maybe some of the things that he's kind of going through. And I know he has a family and stuff now, but his past is extremely egregious and it is what it is. And I think that's why he's going around just displaying things, because he's confused about what he's had going on in his life.
Yeah,
listen. We're going to get into it. It's a lot to document here, so make sure y'all hitting the like button.
Now they say I'm just an un-American person because I believe in freedom of speech. Isn't that crazy?
Well, considering that two of my boys are black, I can understand that.
Why does that matter?
It does. I don't like it. Just go ahead.
You don't like freedom of speech either?
Just go ahead and go.
I'm going to stand right here.
Paul.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to give me a
I'm gonna go to jail.
Yeah, he's Paul's. I'm going to get a police officer. Yeah, so he'd be thinking a lot of people gonna go along with his stuff. Virtually everybody is sick of this dude because he's making it dangerous for everybody. All right, white folks like to move covertly. All right, under the shadows. They don't want to be all in your face with it.
Listen, Papa had to deal with that. Papa said two of my grandsons is black. Shout out to Becky, went out there, got her some Mandingo meat. He said, I can't hate my grandbabies. Yeah, I got a changed heart. Ooh, the class sisters ain't liking that, Sister Ebony.
Not at all. But you know what? By Becky going off and getting her some Mandingo or whatever, that is it is kind of helping some of them, be more accepting of, our people and everything. And it is what it is. The babies are here and they're beautiful. And, Grandpa stood up for them. So shout out to him. But what Chud is going to, have to come and realize, not everybody's thoughts are his thoughts. There are white people who don't agree with his actions and his behaviors or whatever, because he's making like the whole culture pretty much look bad. But they are calling him out on his BS, and not everybody agrees with him. And so it is what it is.
Call me. Officer, please. Officer, please. He called me.
We've already said our piece. Chill out with the bullshit, and you'll be all right.
No, I'm not gonna say nigger. I promise.
See, that's the
my whole thing is I think that people should be able to say whatever they want without threat of violence.
You already got a bounty on your head right now, dude.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
This is just wild. I'm not gonna say it. This is him. This is a day in the life. He walks the street. Well, not anymore, obviously. We're gonna find out, but this was it. And this was going on for at least a year or damn near. So before anybody started blowing the whistles on it, I don't know.
From the outside looking in, it may look like he was having this way. Walk around, getting in folks' face and word that he knew who to pick. You see the characters. You know what I mean? Like I said, he ain't in the hood. He did go to the hood and he got that hood treatment. But he had no peace during all this. Look at him. He all tense. It's what he does. The only way he getting views is to trigger folks to the edge of violence. And he's a coward. Absolute zero peace. He got nothing out of this. Very, very, very little gain. You muted, Sister Ebony.
You muted, Ebony. I was saying the one dude is Asian and the other one is white. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, he know who he talking to.
Right. And like you said, Mr. Walker, he's not going down to the hood. He's downtown, probably in like a real neutral spot or whatever. He knows what he's doing. But for anybody to even engage with him at this point, what type of time he's on. His videos, have been all over, smacked all around anywhere or everywhere. Don't even engage with him because you know what type of time that he's on. If you know that there's somebody out here who is using the N-word, and that's like a threat, that's like putting yourself kind of at risk, even engaging with him, because you don't know if he has a firearm, if he has whatever on him that could be a potential threat. So it's always best to just stay away from people who are like this, stay far away from, don't engage with them, because there is no changing people like this. He's like a complete clown.
Do I? Talk about the bounty. Let's talk about the bounty.
This dude was created because his mom fucked his aunt.
Nigger.
And his dad fucked his uncle, and it made him. That's why he looks like
Somebody
this.
get him a banana. He's chimping out.
A banana.
We got way too nice of cars out here, bro. We gotta get the chimp on it. Somebody get him a banana.
I think your dad's calling. He wants the car back.
We know your dad's not calling. That nigga ain't never calling. He's still looking for the milk.
That's funny.
We like
you.
you.
Get some new shoes. Them bitches are talking, dog. These are one-on-ones.
What is that?
Jesus Christ. It's always the worst of us out here trying to take them on. And here you go. Like you said, looked like he was having his way. All right. This was his clan sisters' wet dreams right here. They was getting off. But no, we put an end to that real quick. And this is crazy.
God dang it. This like JP going over there messing with that G woman, that Cynthia G. Come on, brother. You can't win this fight with the ankle bracelet on. Look at him. He all happy. Oh, gotcha. You fit the stereotype. God dang it. You up here trying to play the dozens with him. Come on, man. Come on. Do something or don't. All that talking that's for naught. Get rid of video evidence. Do something or don't.
Right. And, we see that, the little ankle monitor or whatever, but I know somebody who probably wishes he had an ankle monitor at this point, and I'll just leave it at that. So
there you go.
He got the ankle monitor. This nigga's chipping out.
Look, you're small, bro. You're small.
Bro.
You're small.
Look how tiny you are.
You take your shirt off, I take my shirt off.
I'm frame mogging this nigga right now, dude.
Take your shirt off, I take my shirt off.
I'm out here frame mogging this nigga.
Take your shirt off, bro. You're small.
What up, little ass nigga? What up, little ass nigga? We frame mogging this nigga.
Look, he's built bad.
This is tough.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
So this Chud in Nashville going crazy. I mean, this is what he was doing. He was pushing the envelope to the absolute limit. I mean, this was a train wreck. It was inevitable. Whatever's happened, we're gonna document. This has been inevitable. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. Like people say how Nashville is such a liberal, easygoing place. It ain't too many real ones there, real ninja boys. So it's unfortunate.
This is just every time he say it, I don't know what that is, but I'm just like, every time he say it, I'll be wanting to lunge forward. Like, trying to walk it how I talk it, don't be triggered by words. But golly, his mouth is heinous. He had to get his views up. That's what I see. Playing it safe, outside on the main streets. That wasn't cutting it. He said, you know what? I got to get more risque. He in the hood, gas station, McDonald's, liquor store nearby. Yeah, you got real risky for the content. And look where you're at today.
Yeah, and you guys notice, it looks like a bunch of young men, maybe college students or whatever, that's surrounding him. And so we have to teach our young people, especially him right here, that you do not engage and have conversations with people like this. He needs to take his black ASS and go sit down somewhere, or go get in the car and leave. You don't need to be engaging with him because, look how he's talking to you or whatever. We have to teach our young people and our kids to never stand around people like this who disrespect them, because that is a threat, and you need to leave and get to safety as soon as possible, because he's unpredictable and you just never know. So
agreed.
My dick. They did the meme.
You got a Walmart Android.
This nigga got an Obama phone.
Yeah, Obama phone.
He said I got an Android. This nigga got an Obama phone.
And his parents pays the fucking bill.
Yeah, you're right. We're sick of paying for y'all's fucking shit.
So I'm saying, and then y'all coming with these petty insults. Like he going for the jugular, and y'all sitting there throwing water balloons. I mean, what? What you doing? Get the hell out the way.
There's no way as an adult male that has been foolish enough to engage in this, you got a smile to give him. Why you smiling, dude? Ain't no smiles, ain't no camera view. Like I said, do something or the freak don't. I don't agree with this. No, he could say keep calling you the most egregious word he can, and your mama pay your phone bill. Dude, go home, go to sleep. Seriously.
Yeah, because he's pulling out all the stops, like you said. He's talking crazy and reckless, and he's, he's just coming with just a little one-liners or whatever. That isn't even doing anything. But I'm just looking at the mindset of this dude. Like, who goes around doing stuff like this? Like, where's your woman at? Like, you should have other things going on in your life, or what? Yeah, I get it, Mr. Walker, but this is just not a normal person. And anybody engaging with him, whether you're black or white at this point, you're just looking for trouble or just asking for trouble. So
pure evil. So yeah, this ain't childish or none of that. This is pure evil, and it's only one way to meet him. Match his energy.
Now you're talking my language.
I can just tell he's like Ethiopian or some shit, bro. You running a scam. Bro. You Somalian? I knew it. I'll be scamming. How many daycares you running, bro?
Like 2.
God.
He's asking about.
These people took all my phones. That is evidence of the crime of me streaming, me walking out, disorderly conduct. I don't believe that for a second. So, anyway, so I'm talking to the fucking Fed. And it basically got to the point where they were like conceding in a way, like, listen, like basically saying like, we got nothing on you. And after talking to you, we actually see, like, as humans, want to just give you this piece of advice. They're like, you know where this shit's going. This shit only escalates. And I do know this. I just have profound faith in the Lord that things might not go the worst way possible. Which is anybody getting hurt. Because I don't want to see anybody getting hurt. And they basically said, yeah, regardless on which way it goes, whether you get killed or you have to defend yourself and you end up killing someone, there will be massive riots. And these guys are basically in charge of preventing these massive riots. Or maybe they're in charge of manufacturing them. I really don't know. The guy seemed like he was a pretty decent person. I still want to have faith in the fucking judicial system and the police and these federal agencies. I genuinely want to have faith in them. Well, you got to take everything with a grain of salt, I guess, right?
Yeah. So this interview here was before all the events that just happened recently. People have been telling this dude for weeks and months he need to relax and back off the ledge, all of that. But he's been doubling and tripling down. No, even the FBI, everybody's telling him. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want. They ain't going to do nothing. I got this under control. And
saying the N-word to incite violence is not protected under the First Amendment. That's white man's law. That's your folks' law, chud the chode. It is, and they being lenient. They still gave you a hit on the hand. They had enough video evidence to take you in. They said, hey, we understand, but you need to stop because you are in danger. You are breaking the law. Mr. Guy going around acting like he had law by you breaking the law. Plain and simple. These your rules, white man.
Yeah, and I think they were like, they gave him a little string and just, let him go for a little bit, but that string will only go so far. And they were noticing, okay, now you're doing too much. Now you're going to make the city hot. Now you're going to make, you know, the country look bad or whatever. Now you're going to make us all look bad. They tried to, you know, like you said, reprimand him or whatever, just let him know, hey, you need to chill out. But he's too far gone at this point. You know, he's too deep into it. You know, he had his little streaming stuff going on and he was getting all this recognition, you know, trying to become famous for all the wrong reasons. And yeah, they were trying to let him know, you just can't be doing this. You can do only so much. We can only let you go so far till we can't protect you anymore. And it is what it is. They were letting him know. It was a warning.
There you go. And shout out to Y Skinner Man Cave. Says free speech only goes so far. You can't go into a movie theater and holler fire, fire. People could get hurt running towards the doors.
There you go.
So yeah, I mean, that's what he thought. He effed around and found out, so hit the like button.
Glorious.
I think it got to an ending point where it was like more of a personal, intimate, hey, can I just give you a piece of advice? Man to man, father to father. I don't want to see you get killed. And regardless on whether I have to defend myself in a life or death situation, the ramifications of that, even if I'm exonerated in trial for something like that, the world would never be the same, and my world would never be the same. In not a good way, not a way that I'm looking forward to. I do not want nothing like that to happen. I don't want any of that to happen, bro. It's genuinely my last desire.
I've always been Dalton, but I am a Chud.
Right. But you're not my Dalton. You used to come to my house. I fed you.
Yeah, you were cool as shit. I don't remember you that much, but I do remember I know you. See, we got roots.
You're following Liver King. You used to sell me weed. I fed you before.
It's been a long time.
Okay.
But I healed your stomach by teaching you how to eat real food.
Yes, yes. So that's
What was your name again?
I'm Lana, but that's
Lana.
why I'm confused. What happened to you? Because you're not racist. I know that. I fed you.
I have not fucked Dalton since like 2015. What's up, y'all? Lily Venus here, pretty bitch with a big dick. It's literally in my bio. I'm only bringing this up because Chud the Builder's cameraman put our conversation on Broadway on YouTube. Now millions of people know what I look like fresh off work. Fucking great. But in the caption it said that black woman who used to smoke mid and get raw dogged by Chud the Builder. Well, he's not lying. I already told y'all we used to smoke. He used to sell me weed. And we did raw dog. A lot. Me, him, and my ex-wife. I am a professional pegger. It is no secret that I perform prostate massages, if you will, for men. I've been doing it for a very long time now. Most of my clientele is white men. We sign NDA agreements. I talk about me pegging all the time, but I never tell you names because discretion is key. Confidentiality is why my client list is so long. But Chud mentioned it first. I think that he said it the way he said it because the white supremacists were probably like, ew, you used to hang out with a black girl, shame on you. So you had to make it sound good. But see, here's the thing. I'm an egregore too. Lily Venus, hi. Hail the great mother. So I am all about enlightenment, controversy, occultism, witchcraft, and of course, love. So me talking about this is what my brand is about. Let's expose it, bro. So yes, pretty bitch.
Oh my God. So Chud, we exposing them.
Tell him, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
Chud, zesty Chud. There's a lot here. He going through it. This woman says that she's the pegger and all that. She got the Baphomets on the shirt and worshiping evil demons and all that, Chud. That's why y'all asking why he's so evil.
We got our answers, Ebony Dean. You know, there we go. He out here getting his rectum massaged all brazen, you know, with his little chode. He out here getting demonic rubberized meat jammed up in him in a violent manner. She hit her foot on the back of his neck. Yeah, he don't know which way is up. He be completely broken and shattered from the inside out. That's how you get Chud the Cho. It all makes sense. Demonic meat jammed up in him.
Yeah, and when she pulled up in on him in the car or whatever, she mentioned, she was like, yeah, I know who you are. I know you're not a racist. I know you because I knew you from back in the day. And again, we always talk about this and stuff. Just because somebody lays up with you, it doesn't mean that they like you or your people or your lineage or whatever. That's what they did to us in slavery, and they treated us worse than dogs or whatever. So you can't just think just because somebody's laid up with you that they like you. Look how he's talking about your people, and you're pagan and bending over and playing with his pussy and doing all that and sharing bodily fluids and all that. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. And it is what it is. But people like this, we can't always build with everybody. We talk about this, and I don't think she'll be coming along and doing any building with us because she seems like she's way too far gone. She needs to sage that whole house, open up them windows, and let all them spirits out because they're all up and through that room that she's in.
Yeah, she can stay out.
I ain't got no time to play. I'm just gonna make that goddamn money and keep it moving. You hear me? Just stack, just stack, just stack, just stack and stack and stack. You hear me?
Shout out to Omni Design, come through dropping the 100 ball, sponsoring the show. He says, call me a conspiracy theorist, but this government plant has failed to provoke my melanated brothers and sisters to act violently. He says, these divide and conquer tactics don't work anymore. Don't fall for this trash.
Amen. And big shout out to Omni Design Studios coming through with that big support energy. There you go. So now, since it didn't work, brother, now time to sacrifice him. You failed your mission. You expendable.
Man, so we appreciate you, brother Omni, coming through sponsoring the show.
Thank you, Omni Design Studios. Always coming through with that big energy.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah! Boom, so here we go. There's much more here. Hit the like button.
A big dick. I have not fucked Dalton since like 2015. He was a little chubbier then. His cheeks used to clap in such like the cutest way.
Wow.
Now Chud, he doesn't even have a little chubby butt no more, so I probably wouldn't fuck him again. But I'm wondering, did you bring that up because you want to spin the block? Now, when I first fucked him, he was a virgin, and I'm having a hunch that he probably hasn't been fucked since me and my ex-wife. We can start small, buddy. I got you, but you don't have to fucking cap. Like, if you're gonna say that we fucked, say the whole truth, okay?
Whoa.
This is wild.
God damn. Man, this is wild as hell. But every villain got an origin story. It ain't so zesty all the time. He got a zesty origin story.
Now, here's the thing, Sister Ebony. This sister serves a purpose. All right? She just gotta, just like JP, they gotta stay just outside the wall. We offer you some protection, but you can't come near resources and stuff. But we can, you are like a, kamikaze bomber, if you will. You detriment to yourself and whoever you come in contact with, we'll send you on missions. And she done got Chud the Chode. Yeah, she on his top. She serving up wicked. If this get into the jail or prison population, well, it's already over. Oh, he's so tender. Oh, they gonna tenderize him something terrible.
Yeah, because not only is he a racist, but we all already know what type of time he's on. So he's going to be in that prison like a wet fish. And it is, it is what it is. But I think people like this, we should keep at an arm's length because she is giving us the intel now that all this has come about. she's talking about all the pegging and stuff. And I don't think that she was saying that they had intercourse or whatever. I think she was doing all the stuff to him. So I don't even think that things were done to her. And it is what it is. But shout out for her for coming out and telling all of his the bussy stories from the past of bussy spirits past. And you know, she is letting us know exactly what it is. So at the same time, we'll keep her at an arm's length, but shout out to her.
Exactly.
A shout out to Jada Gray. Says Chud's and clapping the cutest way is crazy work.
Absolute insanity.
But like y'all said in the chat, you know, he ain't gonna lose no points among his base. I mean, because they are, I mean, these YT men are mostly zesty and like this. Y'all seen the X-Files and all this stuff. He ain't gonna lose no support amongst them.
Yeah, y'all didn't see one of these rainbow dating sites like sponsored one of these Congress meetings. Hinge or something. That really happened. Yes, it's wild. They say anytime like Congress and all them meet up in a place, like wherever they at, they said like whatever it is, Hinge or whatever, it's off the track. They crash the sites. They wild.
Yeah, and you guys even remember just in the past, even with his ancestors or whatever, they were doing all sorts of things to men and, you know, women back in the day. So, you know, their perversion has no end. And so for him to, you know, be involved in the things that he's involved in, they were doing that stuff on the plantation and all that. And it is what it is. So this is nothing new to him and his people, or even, you know, having sexual relations with, you know, a Black person or whatever. They've been doing this for centuries, and it is what it is.
And I would say, don't let them fool you, because I see y'all in the chat saying that they don't like the broke wrist, cross dressing, and all that. White man is evil. They do disgusting things and then not label it. Like they do evil things like this, and he think because he still got some type of masculinity that he ain't zesty, that he ain't Brokeback Mountain, but he is. So understand their culture and how devious it is.
Yeah, and excuse me, not Tinder, Grinder. Grinder sponsored one of the like congressional meetups. That's not a rumor. That's wicked.
Yeah, and even with people like this, I think that he actually hates who he is, and he hates the things that he's into. And that is why he's going around and treating people the way that he's treating people, because hurt people hurt people. He doesn't like who he is. And so he's going to terrorize all the people that he doesn't like because he has a problem with himself. So
that part. And shout out to JB with the fireball, says with the super sticker.
Appreciate you, JB.
And brother Emmanuel, been a member 5 months, says, what up to my Kennywood fam? No spaces.
There you go. Shout out to you.
Now, with that being said, why do I peg? Because it's a hustle and it helps me get through college. I'm still in college, but now I don't have a choice. I will forever be a top because I had a surgery 3 years ago. The doctor fucked up and chopped my coochie off. And that's just that on that.
Streamer Chud the Builder has been charged with attempted murder and could now face more than 25 years in prison. On Wednesday afternoon, 28-year-old Dalton Etherly was live streaming near the Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville, Tennessee, when he got into a confrontation with another man. According to police, the man began pointing at Etherly and laughing at him during the stream. Police say the man then warned Etherly to stop making racist remarks. Moments later, the man punched Etherly. That's when Chud allegedly pulled out a handgun. He then shot the man in the stomach while the live stream was still running. During the incident, Chud repeatedly claimed he was acting in self-defense. Both men were taken to the hospital and are currently reported to be in stable condition. Etherly has since been charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and multiple firearm-related offenses. The court has denied bond. The case is drawing even more attention because just weeks earlier, Chud had already gone viral after being arrested for allegedly refusing to pay a restaurant bill while live streaming and provoking employees. Many people online now believe he had turned real-life confrontations into content for views and attention. The biggest debate online is whether this was truly self-defense or whether the situation escalated because of behavior intentionally meant to provoke conflict on camera. What do you think?
See, some of y'all thought it was all fun and games when Dalton Etherly, aka Chud the Builder, was out here antagonizing black folk, trying to get a rise out of them by calling them racial slurs, in particular the N word, and y'all just chalked it up as somebody trying to get clicks, views, and shares. Yeah, he did exactly what many of us knew he was going to do. Now this mofo has shot somebody and they have been life flighted to a hospital in critical condition because y'all just think it's funny to antagonize and be racist towards black people. And when we speak up about it, you're saying, oh, it's not that deep. You can't take a joke, yada, yada, yada. And now somebody's life is hanging in the balance.
Man. So here we are. That's the latest news. You know, Chud was outside some courthouse, leaving out, and he got into another back and forth with a brother, and the brother swung on him, according to reports. And Chud, we just talked about this on Tuesday night when Charleston was putting a battery in y'all back and saying, just swing on him. He won't be able to get it out and do nothing. And I begged to differ, and I was correct. So the dude swung on him, and he was able to get it out, and they tussling, and he just got to squeezing. So he pew-pewed the dude, he pew-pewed himself, he cheddar bobbed himself, everything. He was just all that. Everybody got hit, and thank God that everybody survived. So here we are.
The Grim Reaper is over by the tree giggling. Like, oh, good try, you goofball. When he pulled out that tool, I know he was shaking like a scripper because he ain't about that life. That is, I don't know if any of y'all been around, you know, these situations, but time slow down. It's a wild happening. Very, very intense. You got to have some coldness to you to go through this with poise. No, he about threw up on himself, man. Wasn't built for that. Thank God the brother survived. They put hands on him. Can we please get his GoFundMe information? Because the chode, you know, raising damn near $250,000, if not more. Yeah, let's forget this brother's information, see what we can do for him. Because, you know what I mean? He stood up. He did something when a lot of folks did. So you're definitely going to get his information, see if we can support that brother.
Yeah, I want to say his last name is Love or something, Luv. I don't know what his first name is. Maybe somebody in the chat can help us. But what the sister here was saying was right. Because we all saw this from a mile away. We knew that somebody eventually was going to get hurt, whether it was him or whether it was somebody else, just because how he's been going about. He's been allowed to go about and do the things that he was doing for so long. And so it was only a matter of time before somebody got hurt. And we didn't know if it was going to be him or someone else, but his, stupid self or whatever, pew-pewed himself and another person. Yes, and thank God that brother is okay. But this just goes to show that we saw this all along. We knew something was going to happen, and this is why we need hate crime bills for our people. This is why we've been asking for it. This is not the first incident that's happened, and it's not going to be the last. This is why we're asking for the things that we're asking for, because people can go around, do whatever they want to us, continue to do it, and then when it gets really bad, that's when they want to do something about it, and sometimes that's too late. We need our hate crime bills, and we need them now.
Amen.
You mean says, left my butt off. Get Chud the nether thud the F out of here.
Nether thud. Shout out to JD Gray.
Appreciate you, brother. So here we are. As far as Chud, I know the one brother did start his GoFundMe. Like I said, I don't know his name. We have to get that, but they say he had raised 36,000 here. Chud was already over 100,000, and they last I checked, though, the brother was over 50,000. So Jason Fox, he was over 50,000, I believe, since this last report. So people been donating, but he ain't up there with Chud yet. So.
There you go.
But Chud gonna spend all that money on legal fees, so good luck.
There you go, 36,000, a 50. There you go, little twos and fews. He getting where he trying to get to. I don't like that little dog face, but salute to the brother.
Yeah, but Chud, I think he's had his GoFundMe for a lot longer. Obviously, this stuff just happened just a couple days ago, and I know that he's gotten it could be even more by now, but over like 65,000 within the last like 48 hours or whatever since the incidents happened. So, but he has that money. But you guys, he's been spending money and doing different things, even with some of that GoFundMe money. So we don't even know how much is left. So it's looking like he has a lot, but we don't really know. And when it comes to lawyer fees and bailing and all this stuff, that, you know, does he even have enough for all of that? You know, we don't know. We'll just have to see. But he's been spending a lot of that money. So
because some of you white folks do not like accountability, and yet here we are. Here we are. And no doubt did it outside of a courthouse, mind you. No respect, no empathy, no nothing. He just felt like he could do what the fuck he wanted to do because nobody arrested him and held him accountable. And now somebody, family, is going to have to worry about whether they're going to make it or not. Y'all some fucked up ass individuals out here.
Y'all, I had just walked out of the courthouse. I'm not kidding you. I walked out of the courthouse across the street and heard like 7 gunshots. Someone ran up and shot Chud the Builder. I guess he had court today. I seen his white cowboy hat on the ground, and I could see that he got shot in the arm. I think the leg. And I thought I seen something right here on his chest, but he was kind of far, so I don't know if it was blood or I don't know. But he just got shot literally like an hour ago, max. He got shot. And they taped it all off. They have it taped off. And they're still looking for the guy. But yes, it's very real because I have another video showing him getting put in the ambulance. But it was so crazy. I literally just walked across the street. And all the shots didn't hit him because if they did, I wouldn't have just seen blood here and there. I thought for sure whoever it was dead because I seen him on the ground. But then I seen him up and he was sitting up on the wall. He's tough though, man. He wasn't even fucking phased. I mean, I seen it with my own two eyes. So I just wonder, like the stray bullets that didn't hit him, like nobody else was hurt, I don't think, but y'all, that shit was crazy.
So there you go. You didn't see exactly what you thought you saw. You had a bad angle, Becky. So granted, like you said, the dude, it was, I would imagine it was a lot going on. Punches was being thrown, a lot of movement, fire. So she probably couldn't tell who was firing from where or what. But you trying to be the first one to report something and you came wrong.
Yeah, you know what? Very much wrong. That was egregious. Let this be an example to just how easy it is to spread misinformation online. She came up here like she was reporting live from Bequisha news station. She said somebody just ran up and pew-pewed Chud the Chode. That is incorrect. He did the pew-pewing. He pew-pewed others and himself. That is terrible. Hush up. Try again.
Yeah, and either, Mr. Walker, either she wasn't wearing her glasses or she needs to clean her glasses because whatever she saw, that wasn't what it was. And so, yeah, you know, she's doing whatever for clout, you know, probably just like all the other people that were there, probably lying about it. But it's a good thing that there was camera footage or whatever, even though it wasn't as close as people wanted it to be. I think that there will be more videos that come out later and we'll be able to see things at different angles. But I wanted to point out that Project Leroy said in the chat that it's a go, what is it? A Give Send Go. Chud has a Give Send Go account. It's not a GoFundMe account because GoFundMe, they restrict certain things. And if you know, because he's a racist and stuff like that. And so there are restrictions with certain places, but the Give Send Go, they are allowing him to collect funds or whatever. So thank you, Project Leroy, for pointing that out because there definitely is a difference. He doesn't have a GoFundMe. It's a Give Send Go.
So Give Send Go has a lower moral compass.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
Fucking crazy.
Chud the Builder is finally arrested. Chud the Builder shot a black dude. Black dude attacked him, but he, of course, was antagonizing the black dude, because that's what he's been doing for the past couple months, you know. And Chud shot himself. Hooray. In fact, he didn't shoot himself well enough, I don't think. I don't condone violence, but f that dude. For real. F him because he said f black people. And by the way, also, Chud, you were being pegged by a black woman. Yeah, there's a black woman online say, yo, I used to peg you. I used to push in your ass. You used to f me.
I've always been Dalton, but I am a Chud. Yeah, you were cool as shit. I don't remember you that much, but I do remember I know you. See, we got roots.
What's up, y'all? Lily Venus here, pretty bitch with a big. It's literally in my bio. I'm only bringing this up because Chud the Builder's cameraman put our conversation on Broadway on YouTube, and we did Raw Dog a lot. Me, him, and my ex-wife. I am a professional pegger. It is no secret. His cheeks used to clap in such like the cutest way. I talk about me pegging all the time, but I never tell you names. But Chud mentioned it first. Like, if you're gonna say that, we say the whole truth, okay?
Of course, a white dude who hates black men fucking black women. Haha, that's typical. A white dude fucking black women disrespecting black men. That's usually the typical thing. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad this black girl came out, but yeah, she said she didn't know. Oh, I didn't know he was racist. I didn't know. Okay, whatever. Anyway, but I'm glad you came out because it really made everything interesting because it makes sense. It's like this guy hates he's calling people, and a black girl is sticking up his ass. That's usually the case. Anyway, yes, I'm going there. I don't give a Chud the Builder, you're going to be arrested. I think you're facing 15 to 20 years. And I hope you get locked the fuck up and you become Stud the Butthole. That's what I'm waiting on. You're going to be Stud the Butthole. Because I know they know who the fuck you are. And I hope you keep your cowboy hat on and bite that pillow.
I walked up to him because...
So shout out to Car Free. Everybody coming for this dude. Yeah. So they say he facing time. We shall see. Either they gonna let him out, and that's gonna cause a ruckus, or if he do get locked up, he in trouble.
If he get locked up, knowing what he likes, maybe he gonna be, kind of having the time of his life. You know what I mean? Shoot, he ain't got no dignity left. He gonna go in there and put some red Kool-Aid on his lips and be holding it in his pocket. He gonna be in love.
Well, it's still gonna be brutal. It ain't gonna be pleasant about it. No matter what he into, it's still gonna be, assaults taking place, and they ain't gonna be putting on no Marvin Gaye and putting candles on. It's gonna be,
Right. Yeah. I was thinking, the same thing, you guys. I don't think it's going to be pretty in there at all. It's only a matter of time, with all the things he's going on, because everything he has going on, everything that goes on in the prison. He likes to get pegged and doing all that stuff, and he's a racist. And so he's going to have a lot of enemies in there, especially with all the egregious stuff that he's been saying about our people and everything. But with the chick, when she first pulled up and got out of the car or whatever, he was at first like, I don't remember you, or I don't recognize you. And imagine you're pegging this dude and doing all this freaky stuff, and he don't even remember you. That's why you don't need to be out here doing this stuff with these type of people, and they don't even remember you. You got to say, hey, I used to buy trees from you. She had to say I used to peg you and all that stuff before he even remembered. So you just don't want to be out here like this chick, not even being remembered and doing the most egregious stuff. And then she said that she was doing that in order to pay for college. Whatever happened to getting a job or doing work study or whatever? That's how you can pay for things. You don't need to be getting pegged to pay for college. I'm sorry. You can at least get on a pole. You don't need to peg.
Well, I would say, like Mr. Walker was saying, I think he was embarrassed because he was live streaming. Like, that was a lie. So I think he was embarrassed and tried to play it off like he didn't know her, but he knew exactly who she was.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine. Yeah, they was double teaming him. They was Eiffel Tower in this brother. You know what it was.
Okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Keep your cowboy hat on and bite that pillow.
I walked up to him because they were pointing at me. They were laughing. They were pointing at me, and I said, "What's up, guys? How y'all doing?" I said, "Y'all like the new suit?" He said, "Walk away from me." I walked away from him. He came back up to me. He literally said, "I have PTSD. I feel like I'm in." He said, "You start saying all that chimp out shit to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He's still wailing on me.
Where's your weapon at?
They have everything.
What weapon is that right there? I believe that's it. Is that yours?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's talking to them right now. Oh no, you guys are good to do your thing. Okay. He has a graze. I call it a graze to the left arm. He has slight abrasion right here on his head. Maybe some scrapes. Lightheaded.
Blood on him?
Look at his arm, his left
Yeah,
arm.
he got it in the arm.
Is this wrong that I'm recording this?
Going around. Who is this guy? He's some kind of guy that goes around, makes videos.
He goes around and he's like really racist.
Yeah, I don't know how to convince.
So this is him, I guess the day before the shooting, you're saying, but that was him on the stretcher there. You know, he got wheeled off. They say he hit, shot himself in the left arm. And the guy got hit in the abdomen and in the leg, I believe, or the shoulder, and he, survived it. So it was a whole lot of, the woman says at least 6 or 7 shots. So, and like Chud said, even after the dude, swung on him or whatever, Chud, I guess he pew-pewed him. He said even while he was firing the firearm, the dude was still beating on him. Yeah, he ain't let up, so.
Conjured up something he couldn't control. Then I keep telling y'all, it's only a matter of time. I believe in good old spiritual justice. You conjured up something you could not control. I pray that brother makes a full recovery, and this turns out nothing to be but a cool story he can tell his kids and grandkids down the line. He put hands on some racist clown. But yeah, Chud, he warned you. You was warned, and you still went about your antics. You got what
I would
you
say,
deserve.
let's get this understood. This happened outside the courthouse. So Chud was leaving out of court from another case that he got from something else. So this happened literally as he was walking out the courthouse right there. So I don't even know. Did you go into the courthouse with your pew-pew? That I don't know.
Well, that was going to be my question for you guys, because it was my understanding that he had a court date or whatever, but I didn't know that if he was coming or leaving.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
but either way, you weren't about to walk. Like I said, most courthouses got the metal detectors, unless you're a magistrate, but this looked like a real courthouse.
Right. And the thing is that I know this is in Tennessee, but the law, you can't have a firearm in, near a courthouse house or even in a courthouse or whatever. So the fact that he would, if he was coming or going, first of all, if he was leaving the courthouse, that's a problem, because why did he even have the firearm in there in the first place? And then if he was coming there, that's an issue, because you're not even supposed to have those around, and there's a reason for it, because it's a courthouse. There's a lot of tension, people are in trial, and there's all these sorts of things going on. This is why there are laws for that. So he shouldn't even been there with that in the first place. And so I just want to point that out.
He goes around and he's like really racist.
Yeah, I don't know how to convince you guys that I'm literally a fucking single guy with a camera. Somebody could come up and try to kill me right now. There's nothing I could do about it, but I'm protected by the Lord, and I believe in his divine protection. Other than that, I'm literally a sitting duck.
Is this a psyop? We were saying this the other night. He said this the day before the shoot. I mean, we don't know. A lot of people say, is it staged? Is it set up? We don't know. The day before it happened, he on here acting, anything could happen. Somebody could just walk up on me, and don't know.
Maybe he, either that, nothing's off the table in 2026, either that, or he just felt it. He like, I'm already pushing it. He could probably hear folks murmuring around him. He like, it's only a matter of time. And he a coward. Yeah. It's happening, and the walls started to close in on them, and they did. Either or is probable, and that's a shame. You mute, Ebony.
I think that he actually meant what he said. I think that he knew it was only going to be a matter of time because he kept on, antagonizing people, and knew at some point somebody was going to, do something back or whatever. And he was just using that as an excuse to pew somebody. But it's interesting that he was bringing, about, it's in God's hands, and talking about God and all that. They believe in and serve God and stuff differently, because they were actually serving God back on the plantation and then hanging us and doing other things with us. So they don't honor, religion like we do. And so we just have to keep that in mind. And a lot of, them, they call themselves Christians or whatever, but they don't practice Christianity like we do, our people do. So.
Well, listen, or anything. That's why I said earlier, it's demonic. Even when it came down to the sexuality, they don't identify with certain aspects of things. These are demons amongst us. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah, what do they say? Even Lucifer know the scripture. How you gonna bring God into this, Jesus, and you getting pegged by a demon worshiping woman? Well, that makes absolutely no sense.
Shit sucks.
I wish I wasn't on the clock so I could heckle this motherfucker. That's a mic. Yeah, I know.
So we're gonna have a bail.
I'm gonna set just a bond right now after we have our bail hearing. Then I'll let you make all the arguments. We can go through all the factors in the statute and see if that gets amended up or down. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to set initial bond at 1.25 million. 1.25 million. Based upon the fact of how many people were in the courtyard, we're here at the courthouse, and the seriousness of all these felonies.
Bailiff looking at him, big brother sitting there, and they zoomed in on him when he dropped them numbers. Chud just closed his eyes shut and real tight. 1 point, and that's all your GoFundMe money right there. Even at the bail bondsman, that 10%, you're still looking at $125,000 cash. So yeah, cash money. And then, the contingencies of your bond is to not get arrested again, or you forfeit your bond. So that's why the judge like, all right, 1.25 million. So if you could come up with $125,000, which is the 10%, they'll let them out. And you'll get your money back after the trial, pending you don't get in any trouble, yada, yada, yada. There's terms and conditions. But Chud being Chud, now this gives people a chance to antagonize him. Cost him his bail money. Hey, just walk past him. And black folk walk past him smoking a wood tip, wearing a white beater. Antagonize him. Yeah, get him locked back up so he can forfeit that money.
There we go. Shout out to, what was that back in the day? Flash mobs. Bring that back, but with more of a Lovecraft County type vibe. Yeah, show up around this house dancing like demented jigaboos. Torture this mother sucker, man. He deserve all that smoke. Get his ninja nightmares. Make his life a living Hades. Why? Because we hate him? No. Because he simply has begged for it and he deserves it. He don't deserve kind treatment. He don't deserve happiness, fulfillment, peace, and joy. He was begging for this, and God granted him his wish. And we just gonna do our parts to make sure he gets exactly what he's been begging for.
Yeah, and with this bail set or whatever, that, like Mr. Walker or Gavin X said, it's 125,000 or whatever. But we have to remember with these, these cities and stuff, you have to, go to a bondsman. And a lot of times these bondsmen, they don't have to bail you out. They don't have to take your money.
You have collateral.
Yeah, when you're a racist and stuff like that, they have to think about the backlash, because if I know that whatever bondsman bailed you out or took the money to bail you out, oh, there might be some smoke, because people are going to have a problem. Why are you letting this racist person back out on the streets? That could affect your business. So just because the bail is set, it doesn't mean these bondsmen are actually going to rock with them. So that's something to, kind of think about too. And that's even if he still has all that money, because, we kind of know that he's kind of been doing a little bit of spending. So we'll have to see. And then he also needs to pay a lawyer fee. So I don't even know if he's going to be able to fork up the money for that, or even if the city is going to rock with him to even let him bail out. So
good point.
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't got many options. I know there's a chance you can sit down there. The longer you may sit, the bail, tends to reduce in a lot of cases. I don't know about this case, but for more pettier crimes, I've known people, they'll sit in jail for 30 days or 60 days or even 90 days, and the bail will reduce a little bit every week. And they say, all right, once it get down to around 500,000, we might be able to come up with that 50,000,
I experienced that. I didn't know much about paying people's bond. I ended up paying somebody's bond years ago. Didn't know nothing about it. So they end up getting out, whatever charges end up getting dropped, actually. And I thought the money was gone. I had no idea. Nobody told me nothing. Long story. And they come back to me like a month or so later, say, hey, they said that bond money coming back. I said, oh, that's awesome. I said, I need that. I'm going to go buy me something. And the person said, I figured I'd just keep it.
That's what they do. You're lucky that you even got yours back, because a lot of times people don't. And think about all the homes that people have put up and all the cars and all the things. So yeah, that's crazy. But also,
there you go. I was saying it's the contingencies.
Right.
So people get out and still do dumb stuff. They'll get locked up again or end up losing the case.
Right.
Or like you said, you got to charges dismissed, stay out of trouble, all this type of stuff.
Right.
And that was the case with my story. The charges were dismissed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even too, there's still time that they can actually revoke his bail. Because I think maybe later on in the month or whatever, he goes back for an arraignment. I think that's what it is. But they can revoke the bond. Like, it's set now, but they can always revoke it. So that's something that we have to really pay attention to. We have to pay attention to all these moves that these prosecutors and the courtroom and everybody is doing with him, because we are laser focused on this situation, because this was a hate crime, and we're trying to get our hate crime bills passed. And they know that if they slip up on this or whatever, then it's going to cause an uprising. That's why he's going to be one of the examples. A lot of times they try to look out like they were kind of, trying to hold his hand and tell him what to do. But at some point they have to let you be, they have to let you be an example, because they can only cover you so far, and it is what it is.
Or not. I'll say we about to all F around and find out. Like you say, I think what you said should happen and probably will, or they gonna let them out. They self-defense. We don't know. We about to F around and find out. Hey, after further review, yada yada yada. Huh.
I can see both ways playing out, right? It would be the right thing to do. Lock them up, make an example. That's too harmonious today. That ain't enough action, Sister Ebony Dean. That ain't enough drama. That ain't enough tea, as they say. I can see conspiracy. The power's like, you know what? It's time to really put something forward to enact martial law and other things that the orange man trying to enact, so he ain't never got to leave the White House. So ain't nothing off the table. I can see him running free. I can see it.
Well, I think with all the evidence and stuff that they have, because they have the audio and they have the video, I don't think there's much evidence, except for like I'm white and I say so, that can get him out, because there's too much evidence, for otherwise. So it's something that we definitely have to pay attention to, and see where it goes. Because the audio, he said that he approached him and he was the one who had the firearm. The guy didn't approach him. So that's one thing. He even said it with his own mouth. And then with the video, it would, it kind of went off of what he said as well. So, I mean, I guess more evidence and stuff will come out, but as of right now, there's too much evidence for him to just walk free. So we'll see though.
There you go. So I would say either side, I would say don't get your hopes up either way, because this is America. We must understand. So we never know what's going to happen, and he should get locked up, but for these folks to do something else. And Tennessee, we know about Tennessee. We talked about the other night how they trying to make it great again. So I don't know.
Trying to make it great again. After the exposure and release of the X-Files, redacted or not, I lost all complete hope in what the government can, will, and won't do. Ain't nothing off the table.
Based upon the fact of how many people were in the courtyard, were here at the courthouse, and the seriousness of all these felonies, and his bond status. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So the 26th at 9 o'clock, I'm sorry, the 21st at 9 o'clock for a bond hearing, and then the 26th at 9 for a preliminary hearing right here. Does that work for everybody's calendar? General, does that work for the state?
Yes.
All right.
Just for the court's information, and Mr. Finley, the state is going to request and file a source hearing when and if there's an attempt to make bond.
Okay. Is there any objection of us taking all those matters up at the bond hearing on the 21st?
No.
And Mr. Finley, do you have any objection to doing it that way? That's the most efficient way, I think.
Judge, we'll try and have everything lined up for the court.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Mr. Finley, from you today?
No, sir.
All right. From the state? Okay.
No.
That'll conclude these proceedings today, okay?
Thank you.
Court will be in recess.
Before your recess, keep your seats.
Previous thing, and then when he was coming out of the courthouse, somebody started harassing him, and he asked him if he was going to chimp out, and then he got sucker punched, and then Chud responded by shooting him, and then he got grazed himself. Now he's charged with it.
Yeah, he was wrong.
Yeah, that's.
You can't shoot a guy for punching you.
I don't know how laws work in Tennessee or none of that, but
I don't think nowhere in America, if I got hands and you got a gun and I punch you, then you legally shoot me.
Yeah, you're right.
You can't do that. You can't. Yeah, no, man. Because
yeah, that's.
you can't shoot a guy for punching you.
You a lie, and the truth ain't in you. I would not take any advice from Charleston White. This the same dude we was just talking about this 2 days ago. He was telling y'all to hit him and how he wouldn't be able to even reach for it, and you'll be A-okay. Now he's sitting here like, oh, he wrong for doing that. You can't do that, which ain't true. You can't. I mean, if somebody feel threatened for their life, good luck.
That's it. The X factor is imminent deletion or great bodily harm. So if you a bigger, larger brother, most definitely not. You see what I'm saying? You come try to put bear paws on a regular sized person and you can't pew me. Yeah, good luck. They can easily say, look at this 250-pound ninja. I was terrified. Don't listen to that. Don't. Keep your hands to your daggone self in 2026. That was one of my last, I ain't gonna say last, probably one of my first lessons. Shout out to Mr. X's brother. I used to always like to fight. And his brother said, you ain't bulletproof and ain't nobody gonna keep trying to fight your big self. And I had to use my common sense. This is back in high school. I said, you right? And that was what? 2000, I'm old, 2005, 2006, 2007. And it's 2026. Ain't nobody out here going fisticuffs. It ain't even worth it.
Yeah, and Charleston White, he's such a clown, you guys. Like, you know, just like you said, like a couple days ago, he was rah-rah and telling, you know, everybody to do X, Y, and Z. Do not listen to people like this. This is another one that we need to keep all the way over there because he, you know, he's not like us. And I'm saying that in regards to he is not for, you know, our people or whatever. He wants to see us all crash out. And you know, I think that he has like a history of, I don't know, maybe an alleged informant or something. Something is going on with him. But I would not listen to him by any means because he's trying to, you know, send his people into the lion's den. And now he's all trying to renege on the things that he's saying. Don't listen to Charleston White.
I don't know how laws work in Tennessee or none of that, but
I don't think nowhere in America, if I got hands and you got a gun and I punch you, then you legally shoot me.
Yeah, you're right.
The young black man who was shot by Chud the Builder, who is a professional race baiter, his name is Joshua Fox. He is a Army veteran, and his wife has set up a GoFundMe page to help with lost wages and medical expenses and things of that nature. You can easily find it by searching Joshua Fox GoFundMe, doing a simple Google search. If you don't know the backstory to this, I will have to tell you later because I'm at this gym and I need to get a hair workout.
Bond at 1.25 million, based upon the fact of how many people were in the courtyard, were here at the courthouse, and the seriousness of all these felonies, and his bond status. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
and there you go. Like, I mean, come on, they got to do something. It's just reckless endangerment. They said you are out. The judge said you are outside of my court building in the courtyard. People out there having lunch, whatever. Lawyers out there walking, and you just come out here raising hell and get to firing your firearm recklessly, baiting people. And all the history you got leading up to here ain't helping you. Your past ain't serving you. That's why the price is the price. They're like, we're going to take all this into consideration. And you seem not to care about the law.
Right. And which is why Gavin X, he even came to that courthouse with a pew in the, you know, in the first place. And so when the lady was talking about Fox's GoFundMe or whatever, he's going to need money, you guys, because he's lost wages, like she said, and medical expenses and all that. Not only that, this happened right in front of a courthouse. He should have never been there with a gun. So he possibly has a lawsuit with the city and you know, the courthouse, like everybody. So if everybody could just put 5 or, you know, or 10 or something on it, we need to back people, you know, our people up when things like this happen. These are the things that we can do to support. It takes a lot of us doing just a little bit to help people get through all the things that they need to get through. Because at the end of the day, we can't let things like this happen. And we need to protect our people and give them the tools that they need, you know, to get the money that they deserve when hate crimes and stuff like this happen, and to also help us get our hate crime bills and the things that we need for all of our people in this country.
Amen. Y'all know how we roll. I will be posting my receipt for my donation to Patreon after the show or early tomorrow. We got to walk it how we talk it. We ain't just talking over here. Daggone right, sister.
So here we go. If you're just coming in, make sure you guys hitting the like button. We ain't done.
Chud the Builder is saying and doing what a lot of people in America wish they can do.
Guys, it finally happened. Chud the Builder, well...
Chud the Builder is being charged with attempted murder after the shooting outside the courthouse in Tennessee on Wednesday.
That's right. He finally got arrested for attempted murder. And that's pretty interesting because he just got warned not to do that. Sneeko reached out to him. The people that arrested him before reached out to him. He even admitted on a stream that he should slow down and calm down. And he even left Nashville to go back to Clarksville, Tennessee, only to get hit with attempted murder charge. But then, that ain't even the best part. Also shot himself. A slam dunk case. I mean, Chud the Builder was also messing with, you know, white establishments, not paying restaurants. He was just being a complete nuisance. So who can defend this guy? Nobody really can defend what he was doing. Except, well,
Chud the Builder is saying and doing what a lot of people in America wish they can do. That's tough. I get it. Some of y'all don't like to hear that. Some of you guys are mad about that. But there's a reason why he's had a meteoric rise over the past year. People are tired of bro.
So somehow, some way, Myron is going to make this a black issue. And the reason why Chud the Builder got to where he was is because a lot of people feel like him. And let me just say this. And while people may feel like Chud the Builder that are white or non-white, the reality is that everybody wants to see a crash out. This is no different than people who fight dogs or people in the Roman eras, the gladiators. People like train wrecks, and Chud the Builder is a train wreck. You don't have to be a racist or a non-racist to watch somebody going out there and making a complete fool out of themselves in real time, right? So this whole notion that the reason why he blew up so much was because people agree with him. Now,
so there you go. I mean, two things is true. Ain't much change in this country. So for all the folks who think everything kumbaya is not, people are just not overtly like him in your face. All right, they in the bushes, hence the people that donate to him. But that can be such a small percentage, but those are sleeper cells. And they do, most people, like he said, train wrecks, entertainment. Shout out to JP and the Muchos and the big dimes. People watching to see the absolute worst happen.
Simply can't look away. It's too much carnage pending, and carnage came in the form of pew-pews and torso and arm wounds. It says it's inevitable. These ain't just predictions, ain't just talking. And yes, both. So folks looking to watch the carnage, and he do got supporters. The fact that he got folks support his GoFundMe knowing, or his whatever fund me go, like that is intense. They know his content about, they know what he stand for. And they're like, yeah, let me send this dude money. That's pure, unadulterated hate for melanated people. I'm going to stop calling it racist. It's hate for melanated people. Racism then ain't hitting like it should.
Yeah, and last night I had the opportunity to go and look at his send me go. I forgot what it's called, but Chud's account or whatever. And people can leave comments. So obviously people aren't using their their real names or whatever their real businesses, but the comments, you guys, we need to take these chimps out. They're saying some egregious stuff about us, and it's just a reminder. I encourage everybody to go over there and just read some of them. You don't have to read them all, but just know what type of time that a lot of people are on. Even Give, Send, Go. Yeah, thank you. Give, Send, Go. But there are people saying the craziest stuff and supporting him. He has a lot of supporters, and just within, just 24 to 48 hours, he's already almost raised like 70 grand. It's probably even more. That was last night when I checked. So racism is still real in this country, and some people hide it, and then there are some people like him who is overt about it, and it is what it is. But it's just good to be aware.
That would have been a little bit different if we're talking about Charlie Kirk. I could understand that, but not for what he was doing. And then he came with this.
No one wants to live around Joe. No one wants to go to Atlanta. No one wants to get on Spirit Airlines. No one wants to get on any budget airline and deal with fuckers. Nobody wants to go into a gas station where they say we accept EBT and SNAP. Nobody wants to date because they're fat and loud. The average 187 pounds.
So again, he goes with the
what the hell? Nobody want y'all. What the hell is Myron? Look, he don't even look human. He looked like a damn test tube baby. Oh, social experiment. Where does Ninja come from? Like he spawned up out of some damn sand somewhere.
Myron is the enraged. He ain't even red pill. He is the enraged incel Super Saiyan. Like he is always frothing at the mouth. It's all black. Look at that shirt behind him. Blacks are crooks. Women are dumb. I ain't want to repeat. That's hurt. I hope this ninja don't ever get close to a Kudakata without paying top dollar. Shout out to HQ. You frothing at the mouth. Who would listen to this except for extremely hurt people like him? This brother got to be miserable.
Yeah, and Myron Gonzo Gaines, because he has a little nose looking like Gonzo from the Muppet Babies. He's from Sudan. He's Sudanese, so he came from the deserts of hell and Sudanese, and he's been coming over here terrorizing us. He used to be like a former, was it a cop or some sort of a police officer or something or whatever. So he already has a hatred for us or whatever. But the thing with Myron is he wants to have that that white acknowledgement so bad. He'll say whatever just to get, white people on his side and white people to think like him. But he's over from Africa. He's a whole Sudanese person. And we all know a lot of them think that they're Caucasian. So it is what it is. His skin complexion is, darker than mine, but he doesn't even think that he's a black person. He thinks he's Caucasian.
That's because his hair is nice and silky. So he say his hair don't get nappy like y'all's. So I'm not a ninja. I wake up in the morning and just put some water, go to the sink, water in his hand, and just wipe his hair down. He good to go.
I ain't a ninja. That's fine. You ain't. Don't know what you is going back. What you say to the sands of Hades
in Sudan.
Obvious talking points. Nobody wants to be around you. They don't want to go to the stores that blacks are at. Black, overweight. And the reason why Chud the Builder is blowing up is because people are tired of you as blacks. Now I want to deal with that point because it's important. If people are really tired of you, if you're black, then why would they do this?
You following me to my truck now? We got 18 rounds for you. We ain't got nothing else. Don't follow me in my truck. I bet you won't follow me in my truck.
This is wild.
Come on. Look at him. Look at these.
So Chud the Builder is literally going around the black people he says that he hates. He's following them around. And that behavior is not consistent of people who don't want to be around blacks. Well, what about this?
Hey, is this guy bothering you?
There he is harassing some interracial couple, minding their own business. So what you're seeing is white people secretly want to go up and just shout obscenities at black people who they don't like. Which is really absurd because white people do have a level of ownership when they don't want to be around.
So he just, because I would say this shows you how far along black folks have come in this country. Shout out to my melanated people. It show you that most of us ain't struggling and down bad simply from the self-restraint. And because if most folks was down bad, he would have been got crashed out on, but people got too much to lose. Like these are not, bums for lack of better words. So these people are going after, they thinking about it and they processing it in the moment. And most of them just keep it moving or they arguing. But if he was around some folks that really ain't got nothing to lose, like the people who said, come to the hood, come to Memphis, he won't do it because it won't last but seconds. You talking about people with nothing to lose, they'll send you to the upper room and keep it moving.
You ain't come across the right crash out. Like a young Mr. Walker. I'm telling you, when I was in college, one of my teammates played a joke on me. He was hiding behind some white person and he said the N-word. And I thought it was the white person. I ended up kicking in this dude's door. It was bad. But nothing, no violence ensued because apologies was made and it was a joke. But he keep playing. Like you said, shout out to the folks. Because that readiness to crash out comes from being triggered. Yes, and it is a gift and a benefit to not being triggered by words, right? Sticks and stones. The N-word is heinous, and it's not just a word. However, not being predictable is best. Salute to him. They don't pay to crash out.
Right. And you guys look at the environment he's in. There's like a whole bunch of office buildings. It might be a college over there. I don't know, but people are, walking to go to lunch and different things. And he's just yelling all these obscene things to these people. And they're not even paying attention to him. And he's just sitting there by himself, just yelling things at other people. Like there's something really seriously wrong with him. Obviously, we know that. But like you guys said, he wouldn't go to the hood and say those things because these people, we have stuff to lose, and we know that we can't, lose everything that we have, our families and all of the things that we've worked so hard for and that our, ancestors fought for us to have for, for a POS like this. So I think we have come a long way. And just looking at this whole situation, I definitely want to give our people credit, for the ones who ignored him and knew what type of time he's on and just kind of went their separate ways. And, we checked the ones that needed to be checked who were engaging with him. We need to just stay away from people like this. And it is what it is. Yeah.
Yes. And shout out to Omni, the show sponsor, says Myron is a government-fed plant. Don't fall for this.
Easily believable.
Yeah. And this ninja right here, too. Think a lot of this stuff, we'll see.
Around blacks. You want to know how they exercise that? Let me give you an example.
San Fernando Valley is actually a product of what's known as white flight, which is essentially where white people live in urban cities and neighborhoods and, you know, flee to the suburbs when they deem it to be sort of unsafe, which is really more, it's populated by people of color.
So this is a young lady who is from Southern California, and she's talking about a phenomenon called white flight, right? I want to go into more detail about it, but stick with me.
Well, I hate to leave, really, but I feel like that I'm out of place, you know, living in this community.
Do you feel that there's any way to stop the white people from leaving transitional neighborhoods and going to the suburbs?
Well, no, I don't think so.
So here you have this white lady in 1973. This is maybe, 5 years after Dr. King had passed away. And she's noticing that the trend is blacks or African Americans moving into her neighborhood. And all of the white families are moving out. She loves her house. She loves the community that she's in, but she's having a problem staying in there because she doesn't want to be the white family there. So instead of living in the city of Atlanta, she will most likely do what a lot of whites have always done, which is go to the suburbs. Once whites go to the suburbs, they take a lot of stuff with them, not just them and their family. They take their businesses, they take their connections, they take their networks, they take their tax base, and they take it to the suburbs wherever they're going, all right? Because they don't really want to be around blacks, not because they necessarily hate blacks or anything like that, but they don't want to be around blacks, especially if it's 10 to 20% more moving into the neighborhood.
Let's not sugarcoat it. It's rooted in hatred. All right, don't say, oh, they ain't doing it because they don't like y'all. That is absolutely the reason, and that's fine. The thing is, we just need to take care of our own communities better. All right, we don't need to live around them either. It is perfectly fine. But what we need to do is take care of our own ish and weed out the bad apples. Let's get these insidious nugs and wicked ass Bonquisha out the way.
There you go. Shout out to them talking about white flight. You know, it's not just them leaving. They take so much with them, as he rattled off that list. So many forms of racism, and I forget the other term, but white flight, redlining. They use so many tactics to keep us down. Things that seem simple, right? Oh, why y'all worried about them moving? It ain't just because now they not about to come and take care of these streets. They not about to solve, this. They about to treat us like the ghetto. It's unfortunate, but like Mr. X said, we got to get back to our roots, building up our own places, taking pride in what we have, not trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's doable. Easier said than done, but it's doable.
Yes, and this goes back to the conversation we had the other night about all the gerrymandering and all the voting stuff, and it all goes hand in hand. It is a systemic issue. So they know, like I was saying, black folks live in these concentrated areas for specific reasons like redlining, and they built this stuff is mapped out. These folks got a map and they built this stuff. We're going to build projects here, and we're going to displace them here and then place them here. And it's all systematic. And then once they get the gerrymander chopping these counties up and districts and like they doing in Tennessee, it gets real insidious, man.
Like I've just growing up, I've seen some of their tactics. When I was a kid back around 93, we lived in these kind of high-rise projects, and just all of a sudden, everybody, it was 3 buildings. We all got letters saying, oh, there's asbestos in the building. Y'all got 30 days to get out. Nowhere to go. Asbestos, get out. They dodged lawsuits. And this is a small little project. This ain't nothing like what's going on in Chicago, NYC. So I know it's worse in the big cities. So many obstacles we face as we put on display. So folks, put some respect on our journey over here.
Yeah, and we have to remember, even with the white flight that happened all over the country and stuff, they moved out and stuff, but eventually they started moving back in. That's what gentrification is. When we had our neighborhoods and stuff prospering and everything, and whenever they saw, oh, there is value over here, oh, let me move back over here, to that area. Let me go back over to Atlanta or, to LA or whatever. And then so whenever we get stuff, going and everything, we actually, we prefer to kind of just do our own thing and be on our own type of time. And it is what it is. But now, with the gentrification, they're coming back. And I think with O'Shea, I think he's been over in Africa too long, talking about, they don't mean any harm. They do mean harm, and they've meant us harm for centuries. So I just want to point that out.
That's a little tap dancer.
Right.
And then here are some other extreme examples.
No blacks, no Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only.
This is Return to the Land with Eric Orwell, okay? Now, here's a group they don't even want somebody like Myron or the Hodge twins coming in there. And the reason why they don't want that is because they want an all-white settlement in the Missouri or Arkansas area. That's what they're shooting for. So they are so tired of being around blacks, gays, Jews, Hispanics, that they have went to the Ozarks in the middle of nowhere in Arkansas, and they're building their own community simply because they don't want to be around blacks. And that's what every group does who doesn't want to be around another group. They simply move away, all right? Now let's get back to Myron's points.
Well, like you said, there's hints. Like I said, we done it before. They burnt it down each and every time, unfortunately, but we can't get discouraged because this is the way. Like I said, return to the land. The hell with that land. Y'all probably building that on burial grounds and stuff. We don't know.
But of course, stop saying you do know. Yes, you are correct. And again, they didn't burn down all of them. Shout out to Mount Bayou. Yeah, Mount Bayou is where the mother Emmett Till went before her son's funeral. And that, Mount Bayou, there's a couple. Look, again, I meant to put something in the Patreon. Shout out to all the Patreon members. Mount Bayou is a all-black place that still stands, and it's all black, and it's protected. It's a beautiful thing. So it's doable. And that's one thing I want to point out. It's so discouraging to say that, every black town we built up, they destroyed. They destroyed a lot, but contrary to popular belief, they did not destroy them all. Again, shout out to Mount Bayou.
Right. And, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We have to remember, they're buying the land and moving out and doing those things. We talk about doing that all the time. We talk about, getting money, buying land, getting our reparations, doing what we want to do, making, sustainable, communities and everything, and just kind of doing our own thing. So we would like to do this stuff too. We just have to remember that, they qualify for, a lot more loans. They get a lot more money, a lot more advantages. We want to be able to do these things too. And we are owed these things. We want to have the land. So they can go off to the Ozarks and they can have their labs. We saw that show. We know all the stuff that they have going on. More power to you. But when we get ours popping, don't come over there messing with us like you guys have done all the other times.
Y'all over there eating y'all unseasoned squirrel and rabbit. Don't come over here when you hear this good old smell this good old food grilling.
Right.
In the middle of nowhere in Arkansas, and they're building their own community simply because they don't want to be around blacks. And that's what every group does who doesn't want to be around another group. They simply move away. All right. Now let's get back to Myron's points about justifying this particular behavior in his hate speech. The one thing that I don't really like about a lot of people on the right, especially some of the blacks on the alt-right, which is anything that happens to blacks, it's always blacks' fault. Like if you look at Chud the Builder and what he was doing, clearly it was not usually the fault of blacks. And again, justifying racism because somebody is overweight. And again, this is just justifying racism because you're a bigot and you're biased. Let's deal with the whole idea of you're overweight, so I don't want to deal with you, right? All you're overweight. Well, what do you do for people that you're unattracted to physically, for the most part? Like, if you don't like a lady, do you go around telling her all day that she's fat? Do you go around telling her all day that she's unattractive? Do you go around telling her all day that she's ugly? No. You want to know why? You're simply just not interested in her. You want to be around the people who you're attracted to. And you're going to have a lot of blacks like this. And I'm going to do a video on some of your other buddies out there who are not talking about this as much, like your Brandon Tatums, your Hodge twins. You know, Myron's the only one immature enough to justify what can't be justified, but the other guys know they can't justify this. If you look at Hodge twins, they can't justify this. If you look at Brandon Tatum, they can't justify this. If you look at Candace Owens, they can't justify this because it's sitting right in their face. You have a guy like Chud the Builder, and what conservatives don't want to talk about is that you have an underlying problem in white Republicans or the alt-right, which is a lot of uneducated or lowly educated white men who are upset about their lot in life, and they have criminal records. Some of them, they have no access to income. Some of them, they're in the mountains in Ohio, West Virginia, certain parts of Alabama and rural America, and they claim white supremacy.
And that's another thing. It's all crashing down. So once upon a time, even the slave master told the handlers and the workers, at a point where they looked around and they say, ain't too many degrees of separation between us and these black slaves that we order around all day long. And they was really about to start a coup, which eventually they did, and a whole civil war and whatnot. But they said, hold on, we doing too much work here. All right. And we living like them. We living in shacks. All right. They big mama breastfeeding my kids and looking after and the slave master said, not so fast. All right. As long as they got to listen to you and, you can order them around, you one step ahead of them. Hang your hat on that forever. But now it's so diluted. White men like, hold on, nah. Yeah, now, the smoke is cleared.
Yeah, shout out to the movie Django, right? That's why that one brother was so harsh on that sister for dropping them eggs. I got to show you with pain, agony, and brute force that I'm better than you. Because economically, nope. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out of. But I can crush your spirit. That's all they had. Then that goes away. Now where are we at, huh? Here we are. You muted, Sister Stephanie.
People, like Myron Gaines and other, immigrants from different countries and stuff, they try to come over to be honorary, white people or honorary Caucasians and try to take on some of those ideologies and everything. And they think that they can be on that type of time. And we're, they're being shown all these deportations going on and all these different things. You guys tried to come and separate yourselves and, we know black and all these types of things. This is what happens because you're being used as a tool. Myron doesn't understand that he's being used as a tool. Time and time again, they keep trying to show him, but he keeps trying to want to prove himself to be accepted. And I don't know when he's going to get his wake up call for real, but his time is coming also.
Yes, it is.
And things like that. But these guys go out there and they make mistakes. And the lower class whites, such as, in my opinion, which you may consider Chud the Builder may be in that financial class, they're a sore thumb, for Republicans, for the conservative movement. When you're telling blacks what they got to lose, then you have a guy like Chud the Builder who even the white Republicans don't want to be around him. I mean, nobody wants to be around a guy like that. He has nothing to offer. He has no money. He has no business. And then when these guys go out there and they do their stuff, which happens all the time, then nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to go ahead and sweep it underneath the rug. And the only person that had any level of heart to bring this and kind of stick up for this guy is Myron. You won't see Officer Tatum do it. You won't see Hodge twins do it. But let me flip the script. Had this person been a black American, an African American, in the city of Nashville.
Hey, here's the thing. Only people identifying with him are the trashiest of people. Like you said, a lot of them folks are using a common sense. They like, look, we don't rock with him because you mess around and start some kind of inciting people and some type of division. And these folks got kids going to college, a lot of these rich folks and senators and stuff. And they like, look, I ain't trying to have my son at the gas station somewhere and some black dude run up and delete him. all because of something you said on the internet, and it starts spilling over into society, and now them and their kids is in trouble, and they like, look, we like to keep them in servitude, but we ain't trying to be looking over our backs all the time.
And that's why he was a pawn. He was a pawn in this whole deal. Individuals don't want to get involved with him, but the powers that be, conspiracy, their hands is clean. They've just funding this madness. And yep, and here he is. He the fall guy. I think the same thing may happen for somebody else. I keep my predictions to myself right now. But that's it. You on your own. Now you got to stand on it. But if he do his bid and he already was crying in court, you failed. Yeah, conservative, wicked, racist white man don't like all that crying and soft stuff. You gotta man up. Take it like a man. Whatever's coming your way.
Yeah, and you guys look at the two subjects on the screen. You got Myron Gaines and you got Chud, both down bad, because the only person that Chud really has like to advocate him as far as, like online and speaking on his behalf and kind of vouching for him, with a platform or whatever, is Myron Gaines. And imagine how bad Myron Gaines has to be, where you're trying to vouch for a known racist who is, pew-pewing people and calling people out and everything. And so they're both down bad in their own rights. Myron's trying to gain points, with the WS community or whatever. And, he's saying all this racist stuff. So they're both down bad. And it is unfortunate that Myron doesn't see it, but he will soon. His time is coming also.
Harassing white people. Oh my God, they would have blown this up out of proportion. It would have been the Pookies are attacking the white folks. Let the black guy had shot a guy. Right? He should be thrown underneath the jail. Brandon Tatum, the Hodge twins, they would have had multiple videos on it because simply it fits the narrative, right? It fits the narrative. But when you get Chud the Builder and people defending what you can't be defended, it all of a sudden don't fit the narrative. So then let's go ahead and switch the goalpost to say, well, the reason why this happened is because whites don't like you. Well, then if they didn't like us in the beginning, why did they bring us to America? Okay? If they didn't like us, if what you're saying is true, if it was so bad, why were they complicit in the slave trade? They don't like their blacks. And nobody told them to be involved in that, Like, there's so many other things you can talk about here that you can't talk about. But ultimately what happens, and it always happens for guys like Myron, okay? And we're seeing it right now with Chud the Builder. Chud the Builder is too expensive to deal with, okay? This is what's going on right now. He's too expensive to deal with. A lot of the races, like I said, the guys like Brandon Tatum, the guys like the Hodge twins, can't touch the guy right now. It will come a time, okay, because Myron is trying to go that route where he will become too expensive to deal with. Once he becomes too expensive to deal with, okay, he's going to be treated just like that. And it's already happening. Guys are already kicking him out of certain events. It's already happening slowly but surely. And he'll be the next one that fails.
Yeah, just like Sister Ebony just said, his time is coming too. The chickens will come home to roost. In the meantime, Chud got his ninja wake-up call, which is amazing. Because we were just up here Tuesday night talking about it, and this happened Wednesday. So we were talking about it Tuesday. Yeah, this happened. That and the next day, this happened. So, or the day after, whatever it was, I believe it was the next day. And yeah, so we had to talk about it again, and here we are.
Ironic, amazing how fast that happened. Shout out to O'Shea talking about how dealing with them is too expensive. Right there, you go. We keep telling y'all the colonizer only understand two things. That's money and lead. And then speaking of losing money becoming too expensive, same thing happening to the good Dr. Cheyenne Bryan. She started to lose gigs as the days goes on. He said Myron can't get on shows because you too much of a hassle. It's happening. A little bit of justice in the midst of this social media clout chasing madness. We here for it.
Yeah, and with Chud and everything, not a lot of businesses and not a lot of people, around the community and stuff are going to help you or, to even, send money to you or whatever because of the scrutiny that is going to happen with their business. They're not going to want to lose out on money. We are staying laser focused. We're watching, as this story develops every hour, there's, it seems like there's a new development, but it's up to us to just stay focused and, continue to watch everything, continue to see what these prosecutors are going to do, see what the state of Tennessee is going to do, because he definitely needs to be charged, and we'll see how things go. But again, we are trying to get our hate crime bills. We're trying to get tangibles for our people. We talk about our reparations, stuff like this, but this was a hate crime, and we, our people need this. And so these are the things that we're paying attention to, and we're not going to let things drop at the wayside. Because there's a whole family, FBA family in Tennessee that just standing there, just waiting to, I'm waiting to see what you guys are going to do, because a lot of people are on code, and a lot of people are standing by our FBA brother who, was unfortunately harmed during this incident. So we just have to stay focused and pay attention to what they're doing down in Tennessee in regards to this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, a lot still developing right now. Like I said, we're going to keep an eye on it. I was over here. I see O'Shea just dropped another video. I was trying to see what was going on. Maybe I'll pull it up real quick, but I don't know. The judges, I don't know if they're saying Chud may have raised $1 million. I don't know.
See, last I saw, he had 130,000. I just checked a couple minutes ago. I was trying to see. I ain't getting $1 million, at least not confirmation of $1 million on his send go list. There it's called.
Send Fun Go or Send Go Fun. Project Leader, I'm sorry. You told me like twice. Go fun send, I think.
That's it.
Okay.
Go. I don't think it's Fun Go.
Yeah, I was going to say, we ain't going to keep saying it yet. We ain't going to keep advertising it.
Right.
There's some splinter cells in the chat. He ain't getting no donations.
Right.
You don't know what it is. Figure it out.
Right. Yeah, but at the end of the day, we already know that he does have people maybe behind the scenes that are supporting him or whatever, but it's up to us to help our brother who was harmed in this case so that he can, with his GoFundMe, he can actually get the money that he needs to pay for his medical expenses, lost wages, and whatever future expenses he needs. If he is going to press charges and do all the things that he needs to do, we'll focus on ours and we'll go from there. So
I'm gonna pull this up here. Shout out to the brother O'Shea over there doing the work. I guess this is the latest developments.
He is who he is. Also, he's probably in some level of danger in the prison or in the county jail wherever he's at because of his infamous notoriety. And then I ended up hearing this.
And during a altercation in Clarksville, Tennessee, Chud the Builder shot this man right here. His name is Joshua Love. Joshua Love is a U.S. military veteran. He served our country. He is married and he has 2 children. And now he has a bullet wound in his shoulder and his stomach. His family is organizing a GoFundMe for him, and it's called Standing with Josh and Family After the Shooting.
Now, when I go and look at the GoFundMe for this guy, Joshua, which is Joshua Fox, I know the person says me Fox. He does have a GoFundMe up. It is $63,000 and $75,000 in donations have occurred. So this is somewhat correct from what academics said. She says here, hello, it saddens me to come and ask for help, but today at Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville, Tennessee, my husband was involved in an altercation that led him to being shot by a man known as Chud the Builder, who is widely known for making racial slurs towards people of color. I'll also include the GoFundMe there in my description if you want to go and support. This is brother, you should. I'm going to go ahead and drop some money over there. Then I started to see on Twitter or X that white supremacists were basically trying to make the person Joshua, who they say is Joshua Fox, okay? They're trying to say that this guy has a criminal record. Now, we heard what the video said of the brother who's painting Joshua Fox out, as a victim in the situation, which he is. But look at what the whites were putting out about him, basically trying to say that he deserved it. The man Chud the Builder shot yesterday has been identified as Joshua Fox, who was charged with aggravated domestic assault out after threatening his wife with a screwdriver and trying to burn down the house in 2024. In April 18, 2024 in Clarksville, Tennessee, officers responded to a domestic incident at a Tower Drive apartment. Joshua Fox told officers his wife would not let him leave. His wife told officers Joshua was upset over vehicle issues preventing him from leaving. She claimed Joshua had an aerosol can and a lighter and attempted to burn the house down. When she tried to take the can away, they both fell to the ground. She said Joshua then grabbed a screwdriver and held it to her side, causing her to back away. So this is public knowledge, of course, what they say. This was used to try to bring down this person's character. I don't know what the outcome of this situation was. It could have been dropped, but this is what the Chud the Builder supporters were doing to justify this behavior.
Smear campaign. Now it's time to tarnish your image so we can get this ninja out. Oh, that was self-defense. That wasn't no working class ninja. That was a thug, they gonna say. Trying to tell y'all, pay attention to the play. So, and the guy went on to say he's a former military vet and that he had PTSD and different mental issues. So that was what it was, you know. Had nothing to do with him being, you know, a thug. He was more mental, just like white guys that come back from the military. So
shout out to our brother Javante Gilliam, passed away, Marine sniper. He had PTSD. We done seen it, you know. Not no exception, you know, we all about family. You know our original message over here. But still, this is different. This is different. Obviously, they would have resolved those issues. Unfortunate, but yeah, still gonna support the brother. Not feeding into no daggone smear campaign. My goodness, I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat, if we could utilize AI and dig up y'all criminal record, everybody got something that ain't so pretty, huh? It is what it is. Still gonna support the brother. Of course, they're gonna do a smear campaign, but of course, that's what they do.
Yep, it's the same play, different day. We've seen this time and time again. It always happens. But just because even if he does have a past, it doesn't matter what it was. It doesn't mean that he deserved to get pew-pewed in front of a courthouse by a racist or whatever. And we just have to stay focused, like Gavin X and Walker said. Don't let people steer you away from the facts. And the facts of this case is that was an innocent man. That was a father. That was somebody that was in the, from the military, an upstanding human being, regardless of whatever happened. We don't know about that, but he was an innocent man who was shot based on the behaviors and the actions, the prolonged actions and behaviors from Chud. And that's what we have to focus on, not about his past, because the person that was, whatever happened in the past, that was not who was in that courthouse. That was a family man that was at that courthouse. And that's what we have to stay focused on.
First, I thought nothing of it. Okay, fine. That's just his fans trying to support him. Then I saw this. Chud the Builder also had a GoFundMe. Now, notice Josh's GoFundMe. At the time that I'm making the video, this GoFundMe is $63,205. Chud the Builder is raising his money on GiveSendGo.com, which is very difficult to shut down in comparison to GoFundMe. Now, since I've been doing the video, while I've been researching for the video, he has raised an additional $4,000 more. Now he's at $145,821. And when I started today, just a few hours ago, scripting out this video, it was at $141,377. So literally, in just an hour's time, he has raised $4,000. And so this has shown me that despite the fact that academics felt that whoever would attack Chud the Builder would get a lot of money, what we're seeing is Chud the Builder is actually the one getting a lot of support. Despite his antics, despite the fact he was attacking Black people, the real support is for the antagonist in the situation, which is Chud the Builder and not the victim. Furthermore, I want to take some time to read these particular comments, which I thought were interesting, that the people who basically were giving this money decided to go ahead on and put this out. And it's important to know that most of these guys were too afraid to put their real name out there because they were afraid. So what they did was they gifted anonymously. Look at this particular person here. That bond amount is pure anti-white judicial tyranny. Fight these charges, win, and lead your generation to victory. Now, this is interesting, don't you think? Let's go to this one here. Good luck with the judicial system, Chud. Way to exercise your rights, including the First and Second Amendment, while also exercising the blessing of Dixie with stand your ground. Let me get over to the First and Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is the right to carry arms. That's true. But the First Amendment doesn't give you the ability to go around throwing out racial slurs to people innocently. The First Amendment gives you protection against the government with free speech. You can criticize the president. You can criticize the senators. You can criticize government policies without fear of retribution, which is not always guaranteed in other countries, like some in East Africa. You don't have no freedom of speech, for example, where I live at. So you don't have the freedom to go around harassing people and calling them the N-word. That's not free speech. What that is considered is hate speech. But it's so interesting that so many Americans do not understand this. This person says, keep the fighting spirit, brother. We all stand behind you. Who the hell does he mean we all stand behind you? I thought that was interesting. This was the most concerning. Rational black people also support removal of magic words. We support Chud.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
Now, this is interesting because a lot of people...
Oh, well, here we go. I would say a lot of this stuff, once again, this is a psyop. A lot of these are bots and whatever, even in our chat here. Don't pay attention. Like a lot of these people are paying for these bots, troll bots, all this stuff, going in acting like a black guy. You don't know who these people are. So they just trying to create chaos.
We are not just, now experiencing drone warfare. Now we got bot AI warfare. There's no bounds, no limits. You can only believe half of what you see and none of what you hear for the most part nowadays. Unless you're over here with cart before the horse. We telling y'all chapstick is the daggone truth. But it's hard. Got to be most discerning nowadays. Can't be too distracted. And that's their goal, to distract you so you can't call them out. Shout out to Cousin Walker. We need an AI family scan. What we got going on?
Yeah, and the thing with his Give, Send, Go, he had that up, before all of this happened. So he had he had a lot of time to kind of run it up. And so, it's only a matter of time where the other gentleman, Fox is going to get his up too. So Chud has his way longer and stuff. So we just have to see how things play out. But I'm definitely going to go over and support and, do what I can. Remember, it takes a lot of us to just do a little bit. Just a couple dollars can take him a long way if we all give, twos and fews or whatever we can.
Amen. We'll do.
Think that Chud the Builder has just all white fans. No, Chud the Builder has a lot of black people, more than you want to admit, that like what he's doing because they feel the exact same way. We already know that Charles the White is one of them. So yes, don't be surprised if black people are giving money to Chud the Builder, are certain black content creators who are so critical of black people's issues, but they're quiet today. Yeah, and I'll get into a video about them. They're not saying anything on purpose because they have no smoke for Chud. But, be it as it may, these might be some of the guys giving money secretly to Chud the Builder under the anonymous giver templates you're seeing here. Now, good luck. This court case should determine our ability to defend ourselves and to say words. So here you have white people who want to say these words, but they're living through Chud the Builder. I thought that was interesting. Then you have this guy. Good luck. You're proving them right. Yes, you're proving them right. Screw it. I'm donating again. These self-hating boomer judges throwing the book at a clear case of self-defense so the locals don't whine and burn their city down. Sorry, words hurt. Don't chimp out. White, WP, whatever that means. The tier 2 anti-white justice system must be eradicated. Support your white brothers and sisters. Bring back Jim Crow. This was the most alarming one. Nate Higgers. You can pretty much see what that word is trying to say. But nevertheless, I think I understand why this was the case.
The amount of special treatment that black women get in the workplace blows my mind. They can be dumber than a box of rocks. They're given special leeway. They don't abide by the dress code. They're late all the time. And there's always an excuse. And if you're a manager and you hold them to this excuse, you're the racist because their kid or something happened in their family. And we have to stretch the rules for them.
So this particular lady
That's
is a
Bonquisha.
woman who has a fairly large audience on TikTok. She is what I would consider a white supremacist. And she is upset that in the workplace, black women get treated in a certain way that is clearly different and unfair in comparisons to other employees that work in the same work environment or the work ecosystem. Black women come in late, they break the dress code. And if you try to correct them, here come these black women putting out a video or making a video and white managers are afraid. And so when I really thought about this white supremacist narrative of just hating black people, people, I took into consideration that can be the case, that you could just have white supremacists who just dislike blacks because they're black, like it was historically in the 60s. Then you could have some people who are indifferent, but understand that people of color may have leverage in certain levels of the corporate settings in comparisons to them. And then the reason why Chud the Builder gets so much support is because of this element of black fatigue that this woman is discussing right now. Because it's not necessarily because they just hate blacks, but they have come to this resolution because of the so-called unaccountability in the black community that.
Well, listen, no. I mean, ain't trying to hear it. That's why the title of tonight's show, we talking about white fatigue. That's what it is. All right, y'all done, whatever's going on, folks tired of y'all. Y'all done wore out y'all welcome. I don't know. Go back to Nova Scotia or something.
Listen, dare I say, shout out to my father-in-law. You know, the powers that be, the folks with all the wealth, power, and influence, they really don't too much care about color. They care about green. They don't care nothing about us all just consuming one another, deleting when they don't care at all. It's all about green for the most part. You're gonna find out. It's gonna be messy. I don't know how this is gonna go. I can see this brother getting released. You know, folks in the comments talking about, you know, they don't want their town burned down. I've been kind of beg to differ today. I'm telling you, I think they're trying to cite some kind of martial law. I truly do. I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, and see, what we're not about to do is blame black people for his actions. He was the one going out and antagonizing people. He was the one that brought a pew pew and pew pewed that man in front of that courthouse. We didn't do anything. You can't blame this on so-called black fatigue or whatever. This is hatred. This was a hate crime. And, you know, this is why we stress about getting hate crime bills and everything. We weren't the ones antagonizing him. He was the one antagonizing our people. So we're not going to sit here and say it's because of all of our behaviors or whatever. No, this is a deep hatred that he's probably had his whole life, and it's been going on for generations and generations in his family. And it is what it is. But this has nothing to do with us and everything to do with his actions. He's the one who's responsible.
They are now standing with somebody like Chud the Builder, even if it's ideologically silly to do so. And I think now more than ever, when you start to hear Caucasian people talk like this or express their concerns, or even black people that express their concerns in a similar fashion, this is pent up frustration, which should not be ignored. I honestly believe, even though I haven't been, living in America for a while, the culture that I am seeing online from whites is much different than what it was in 2015. It was much different than what it was in 2005. And so now these whites are becoming emboldened, and what I honestly believe, according to them, they feel like they have been slighted. They have been treated unfairly. They are dealing with black unaccountability. They are tired of whites bringing their system down and maintaining their cultures. And supporting Chud the Builder is the epitome of the frustration that they have seen or been feeling for a long time, and they cannot just say this themselves. Now, most white people have just moved away with the white flight and all of that. In this case, the support for Chud the Builder is greater than the victim. This is completely ideologically incorrect, but to them, it doesn't matter. And like I said, it seems, from what I understand, that the racial tension, and I think that a lot of times black people may not understand how much racial tension is between whites and blacks, but I kind of understood it even then, which is one of the reasons why I came over to where I was at, because I kind of understood, maybe I felt where it was going. But what I'm seeing now is, it seems that this situation is inevitable to occur between blacks and whites to some level at a certain day. It's been predicted. I don't think it's going to get any better, and it's only going to get worse. And what you're seeing for the white supremacists, many of them who are in silent, who may even be married to black people, who may even have black kids, who may even have black family members, secretly, this is what some of them at least are thinking. And the issue is, you don't know. They're displaying themselves in anonymity, so you don't know who they are. Because not every white person will be like Chud the Builder and let you know what's going on. A lot of people who feel like this don't want you to know what's going on. And that is a scary thing for a lot of black Americans. It's harrowing, okay? It's earth-shattering. To know that people feel like this, and at any minute they can blow up and you don't know where it's coming from, that's concerning for me. And I think this is a call for all of us as blacks to understand now, more than ever, it is the time to work together, more than ever before.
And there you go. So shout out to O'Shea. And this woman here, this old bed wench, I don't know what she was talking about, talking about, I've been on the record saying it before that Becky is one of the most useless employees in a lot of cases. Most times they are dear on nepotism, entitlement, just being Becky. That's it. They don't work hard. They know very little. They just got bad attitudes and boss people around. And That'd be about it.
That's it. And she's speaking about Bonquisha. We done already checked Bonquisha, always wanting folks to make an exception for her. But outside of Bonquisha, other melanated sisters doing it right. They got to work twice as hard. They don't have the luxury of showing up late. So stop that. That's why you got to call it like it is and give context. We don't do that cover all over here. All women. That's disgusting. We are married men. We respect our sisters. We call it like it is. Yeah, you working with Bonquisha? That's your problem. You need to get your skills up. But as Mr. X said, you there just because you're there.
Right. And it's not always the Bonquishas that they have a problem with, because there's regular Black women that go in there, do their job, look fly while doing it, are fit, feminine, and friendly. And all them bosses and CEOs are checking for her, for our women and not her. And that's the problem. I know that I've experienced that, when I was in the working world or whatever. But I wanted to talk about what O'Shea, was saying. There probably were, some Black people. We know we have coons in our lineage or whatever. They probably did, the Charleston Whites and the Myron Gaines or whatever that were donating to him. And it is what it is. We're not saying that we don't have people that, rock with white people and that could do that. But let's just not act like all of the, Black people are donating to him. That's not what it is. A lot of us, enough of us are on code to know that we don't rock with him. There were a whole bunch of people that just ignored him. The ones that actually stopped to talk to him, those were the ones that are filmed. That was not the majority. And there probably were a lot of white people who donated to Fox, into his GoFundMe. So let's just not act like everybody has Black fatigue and now everybody's just trying to donate for him, because that's just simply not the case. I know O'Shea is over there and sometimes he be saying, a few things good, but then he just goes off the rail, and we just have to stay on track here, because on that side or whatever, he was just way off with that, because it could go both ways, and it is what it is.
I agree. So we're going to take these two ninjas here straight to the pit.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Madness. Fuck is you talking about?
This is Sparta!
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to hide. You gotta count your blessings. You're sitting at the table. You hear me? Child, things will get brighter.
Stay frosty. That's my closing statement. Stay frosty. We don't know what's coming down the line. It's tense outside. There's a war going on outside. Nobody is safe from. Stop with all the hoopla. Listen here. If you ask me, stay at home as much as you can. Go to work. Go to the gym, go to the grocery store early in the morning, whatever. Stay out the way. That's what I'm doing for the foreseeable future.
And shout out to Divine Photos. Says white sure love taking old videos of Black on Black crime and spread a false narrative about crime with us when they are the ones on welfare in prison.
Yes. Per capita Divine Photos.
There you go. It's the argument. And Project Leroy says, yeah, send something, go somewhere, not no go gadget or whatever it's called.
Go gadget panhandling.
So nonetheless, here we are. We made it through this pop-up show here on this Friday night. We had to come back and touch on this white fatigue going on. Respect is mandatory in 2026 and moving forward. FBA standing on business. It is what it is.
And we ain't playing, Ninja. Take that chimp activity to your jail cell, white man. Enjoy the prize you've been begging for. What was it? I feel like it was just last night or whatever. We showed this Ninja and it was terrible. No justice was in sight. Then all of a sudden, justice, hope. So even in the midst of all this madness, hope still lingers.
Yeah, and despite all the madness that's going on, you know, a lot of things are getting exposed. And as we're trying to push for certain things for our lineage and hate crime bills, and we're looking for tangibles and different things because you know we're being, you know, we're under attack. And situations like this just kind of show we have a legitimate case. And this case is not the only one. There's been so many, time after time, city after city, decade after decade. And so, you know, the country is shining a light on this. And, you know, we'll have to see what happens. Again, we just have to stay focused on getting our hate crime bills. If you're able to do a little twos and views, you know, for Fox's GoFundMe, we just definitely have to support our people and just keep an eye on the case and watch it, you know, with a laser sharp eye. And if any of the family that's watching is down in Tennessee and, you know, you're standing on business or whatever, just stay ready, you know, just in case anything can happen at any time, because we're watching everything. We're watching what these prosecutors are doing, what these bail bondsmen are about to do, you know, everybody in that whole entire town. And we're taking a look at who is supporting this man and who is not. And so it's important to, keep an eye on that. And I just want to thank you guys for having me up, and it was a great discussion tonight.
Always, Sister Ebony, appreciate you coming up, you know, taking away time from your family. We appreciate you, sister.
Yes, anytime. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes, we will be back. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for the Regal Rumble. All right, this was just a pop-up show here tonight. And like I said, we definitely appreciate you coming up. And we're going to cook up some more tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. Everybody have a great night.
Same to you, sister. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Okay.
So like we said, if y'all just coming in, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe on your way out, no matter which channel you're watching on. And we're going to keep an eye on the developments. It ain't over.
There you go. We journalists, baby, and we shall do our due diligence. Until tomorrow, we appreciate y'all coming through like y'all always do. Shout out to Truth Over Lies Nation coming through, supporting your channel, supporting your interests, supporting your beautiful Black media. We definitely appreciate y'all joining the conversation. Truth Over Lies. This is where we have the hard, the difficult to have conversations, Get a little edgy. We tiptoe a little closer to the gun lines, a little risque over here. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, helping us build this channel. Make sure y'all are subscribed to all 3 channels. Keep your notifications on and make sure you join those memberships.
So shout out to the sponsors tonight. Divine Photos, everybody coming through, Project Leroy, Jay the Great, and Omni Design.
Big shout out to the sponsors, especially Omni Design Studios. Come through with that 100 ball. Appreciate you always coming through with big support, Omni Design Studios, and we appreciate you.
So we will see you guys tomorrow night at the Regal Rumble, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, I'm Gavin X.
I am Mr. Walker.
And we are Carpet for the Horse Production.
A good evening.
We're trying to get you old now, viral online.
Truthful lies, say it loud, say it clear. Left the streets where he need you here. Quarters of vision, fit your focus, kiss. Break generational suffering. Truthful lies, say it loud, say it clear. Left the streets where he need you here. Quarters of vision, future focus, kings. Break generational suffering.
We don't profit off death. We don't clap for destruction. We here to build men.
Not Berry Boys.
Not Berry Boys.